Boog chaka.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the energy.
All right. Well, we started on a good note.
I'm hooked on a feeling.
So, Eric, why don't you do a professional introduction?
Oh, though I think he needs little introduction, it is worthwhile for anyone that is not familiar with him. The man in the house, Dave, or FaultyPly. Since I've started back in 2015, he has always been a figure in the Balisong community, whether that be in.
Wait,
Did
he just?
I think Eric just yeeted himself.
Finally, we've been wanting that to happen forever.
No, I think I'm still here. Did I mute myself?
Probably. You did something stupid.
Yeah, you were gone, dude.
Oh, shoot. So where did I leave off?
No.
No.
And then I thought, I was like, oh my god, did I like freeze? Sorry.
I got taken out.
I said a professional introduction, Eric. That was not very professional.
I got taken out here. Well, I think maybe since I screwed the pooch, perhaps it might be better to have Dave kind of give a little bit of your backstory, how you got into Balisongs, your journey up until now, and what you're interested in now, kind of what you're focused on.
Oh man, so I kind of started Balisong when I was a kid. My stepbrother brought home a knife from the gas station or the flea market probably, and he was doing the most basic open you could ever do. You know, when somebody first figures out how to open it out and like click, click, pow, and it's open. That was basically it. And I thought that was the coolest shit ever.
So like a squiggle scales opening.
Yeah, basically. So I ended up asking him where he got it, and he wouldn't tell me, so I stole it from him.
Oh.
And I hid it from my mom. It was playing around with it in my room, doing that little thing where you grab both handles and like shake the blade as threatening as you possibly can.
How old were you?
Yeah, that's this. We need some context here.
I was probably 11 or 12 years old.
Yeah, that would be a pretty terrifying sight, right?
Yeah, once my mom found it, she immediately took it away, and like I didn't see it again until I was 18. Really, I mean, I tried to take it back a couple times, but she always made sure that thing was not in my hands.
Right.
But yeah, she gave it back when I was 18, and I found there's a website by the guy named Chuck Golnick called the Balisongcollector.com. If you haven't ever heard of that, it's probably a good reason, because it hasn't been updated since like 2012 at best. Oh, I hear typing.
How do you spell it? Collector?
Balisong Collector. How do you spell collector?
It's ER, right? Or is it OR? Stop laughing at me. It's not my fault that I'm an idiot.
OR.
What it sounds pretty pretentious. Was
.what?
.com.
Oh, okay. I did .net.
Yeah, he was actually a fairly well-off guy. He had origins in the makings of the internet, so he made off pretty well. But he had all of these crazy knives, like he had some by, I can't remember the lady, Audra Draper knives. He had Jody Sampson knives. He had
that's recognizable. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just all this crazy, insane stuff that nobody really had. I mean, nobody really had Balisongs to begin with, but he had all these crazy things by these custom makers. He had some of the original Ring Fighters by Terry Gwynn and stuff too. So that's where I kind of found out about a lot of that. And he had like 2 picture-by-picture tutorials on how to open a knife on his page, and that's where I really found out like what the knife was. You know, it was a Balisong. It wasn't a butterfly knife. You know.
So you were just there learning off That's actually kind of brutal. That's
picture
something.
By pictures.
These damn kids. These damn kids don't understand.
Damn kids and their internets.
Dude, these kids have phones that are so big that they're essentially iPads to them.
Oh yeah, I mean the one I'm using right now. I mean,
Yeah, it's
it's huge.
crazy.
I can't. I remember seeing like every now and then some picture tutorials like that, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah, and then from there, I went to Balisong Extreme. I can't remember where exactly I found that. It was either through Chuck's site at balisongcollector.com or just somewhere else. But I went on Balisong Extreme, and that's basically what it was. It was just all picture by picture tutorials.
So I'm on balisongcollector.com, and there's this thing that says throughout this site, watch for this icon, click on it, and quote, noted Balisong authority Professor Roland Flip of the Institute for Advanced Balisong Studies will teach you an important lesson.
Huh. Wow, I don't remember any of that.
Who is this man?
Well, I clicked on
Sounds kind of kinky.
Yeah, it's a PHLIP flip. That's pretty hot. I mean, so, but it says the Balisong Collector also recommends Balisong Video Archive and BalisongInfo.com, and they're both down, which is a real shame.
Yeah, there's a lot of dead stuff that has happened in Balisong, and that's really the shame.
Yeah, that kind of not to go too far off track, but it seems like, I mean, really, so much of the importance of like the two groups that I kind of think of, like Balisong Techniques and Balisong Underground, is like they're the survivors of like dead groups that I probably haven't heard of, Doug's probably not heard of, that only people like you would be privy to.
Yeah, one of the places I used to hang out all the time. You guys know, God, what is it called? He has a name for his. Oh, Pandaean. You've heard of the Pandaean knives?
Are those the ones actually made over in the Philippines?
Made over in the Philippines
Yep.
by a guy named Armando Palacio. I hope I didn't just like get some dude in trouble. But how many people listen to this? But he ran a website called Balisong Forums, and that's really where I started getting into it. That's where I bought my first knife, my first legitimate knife, Spyderco, FaultyPly. It was the hottest thing at the time.
Those were cool knives. I always wanted to get my hands on a spider fly. I ended up getting 2 Zabo flies, but
Hey, it happens.
It's so cool. Like, people, I know I read all the things about how bad they sucked for flipping, but I'm like, but it's cool. Like,
I don't know. Like, it's kind of weird because flipping was kind of a different idea back then. It was still competitive, but people weren't so focused on like which knife was the best for flipping. You know what I mean? It was more about, what cool shit can I do with this knife, I guess, So people had reason to go and flip the other knives, and it was kind of because they could, more not so because it would allow them to flip, if that kind of makes sense.
That's a big thing that I think I took away as I learned more, where and this is something we might be able to get into later, is just kind of the feelings of the older people versus the feelings of the younger people, where it almost seemed like exactly what you said, where it was just flipping for the sake of it, just to express some artistic value, but it wasn't like under any great scrutiny.
Yeah, it seems like there's this I guess it's just comes with competitiveness, you know what I mean? You end up wanting to be just as good as the next guy, and if everybody's judging the next guy by these standards, then it stands to reason that you're going to put the knife in your hand that's going to replicate that style and replicate those standards, you know what I mean? Like ricochets aren't a big deal anymore, people, it doesn't seem like a whole lot of videos try to do something cool with a ricochet. Instead of it seems like the attitude with ricochets is like, oh well, he just changed direction because he couldn't flow it, and that certainly wasn't the case. If anybody watched David Fettig, Blasto, they would know that's not the case, because his ricochets were some of the most unbelievable things of his time, you know?
And
Even
that's a
now.
name that I've seen a number of times now, and I think I've watched a few of his videos. I mean, it kind of boggles my mind that there's probably flippers out there right now that aren't aware of some of the guys like that were really seminal, important people back in the day.
Yeah, for sure. And what's kind of interesting, a lot of people don't know. A lot of people think that, um, you know, kind of us quote unquote OGs were the ones who kind of started traveling and meeting up when they did Ballyville, which was in Maryland. It was a competition, and people drove and flew from all over the country, really. The West Coast, David Fettig was in Wisconsin, and they all showed up in Maryland for a Bally contest, you know, back in 2004, 2006. I can't remember, one of those two.
That's wild. That's actually pretty wild because now I know the whole in thing right now is Bally Comp at Blade Show. And
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know when
man.
that got big. Like, when did that actually get big? Like, I know when I started to follow it was around 2017, but was it before then?
I think 2016 was the first year.
Okay, 2016.
16, 17, 18, 19. Dude, I can't even remember. Maybe it was 2017.
But before then, like, I mean, it was kind of like sounds like
Yeah, it
those
was.
random meetups.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was. I mean, the first year I went to Blade Show, it was just me, uh, Phoenix Fire, Stu Hopkins, and Ryan Harbor. It was basically us three, and we had a booth called the NBA booth, which was the same guys who put on Ballyville, and we sat there and we did nothing but flip knives for 8 hours a day for 3 days straight. We were just kind of sitting there performing, and we had a couple of trainers to like have people pick up and stuff like that, but it was all live. And I don't know if you're going to see a whole lot of live flipping allowed in shows anymore. I think they're going to shut down any and all flipping in shows pretty soon.
Any and all flipping? No.
Inside of the show,
Okay.
outside, you know, they don't have too much jurisdiction. That's up. Like when, because they kick flippers out at Blade Show, or they don't kick them out, but they tell them to leave. I guess that's kind of the same thing. They tell
Yeah,
them not
I
to
was a
flip
little
there,
bit
basically.
confused.
Yeah,
You're kind of welcome around here.
but it's kind of funny because where Blade Show is, you have the show property and then you have hotel property. This is actually how we were able to get Ballycomp to happen, and how they allowed Blade Sports to happen is you have Galleria property and you have hotel property. So the reason why the Ballycomp is held outside and in the parking lot, like almost exactly 200 feet away from the door, that's where Ballycomp's held, because you're now technically off of the Galleria property. And now you're on the hotel property. And the hotel will let you do it, and the Galleria won't.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's wild.
I mean, I did hear some, and it kills me because, I mean, so much of the stereotype to me seems to be in flux, where on one hand you have guys doing so much to kind of educate people about how, listen, it's a knife. You can use it for recreational purposes. It ain't that dangerous. It's
Yeah.
not going to cause that many problems. And then on the other hand, and I think the common theme is it is typically newer people, younger, typically, not always, typically though, because there are some young guys who are pretty respectful about what they're doing. And you have this back and forth where it causes that stereotype to be perpetuated that much longer, where you have some guys being irresponsible at shows, irresponsible in crowded areas, and first impressions, even second impressions, that really sticks with some of these guys who, I mean, you get a 30, 40, 50-year-old fuddy-duddy.
Who's on blood pressure medication.
Yeah. And they see some kid with a live blade flipping near him. I mean, who's it's almost even, just money. Who's the show going to care about more? Like, is it going to be the kid with a?
Yeah, no, it's going to be the people bringing in the money. Yeah,
it's a no-brainer,
Every time.
really.
Yeah. I think what kind of lacks on both sides is, and I would say more so on the flipper side, is, there's got to be some mutual form of respect. We don't have to be flipping there, but there's also other ways to walk. But at the same time, we're also in a walkway.
I saw that one. It was a great video, and I think you were in it. It was like this. It was oh yes. It was like this. It was either like a overpass or like a bridge, or maybe it wasn't a bridge, but it was definitely a path. And I distinctly remember Nardath being in the video.
Oh, we're talking about the basilisk.
I think so. Yeah.
Video.
Yep. That one. And I distinctly remember people. I mean, some of them were definitely watching, but some of them were like, "Oh, can I like, I need to go here."
Yeah, it's pretty wild, man. It's gotten to the point where, unless I'm at like Benchmade's booth, or I'm at Microtech's booth, or I'm behind out of the walkway at BRS's booth, I don't even take my knife out of my pocket at my shows anymore. Like, when I go to them, I just leave it in the pocket. And if somebody wants to see me flip or something, they'll generally ask. Every time I walk by Microtech booth, fucking Sebastian's taking shots and like, "Hey, knife guy, come here and do a shot with me, and flip your knife around like you Floridian man."
Ah, yes, the hidden technique, or the flipper hidden in Florida.
Yeah, Florida man.
No, it's interesting though.
Yeah, I just think that, that once you start putting that image out, people stop wanting to be a part of it. It kind of pushes flippers away from even wanting to perform, when you're kind of, out there doing your own thing and not caring what everybody else is doing.
Oh yeah, so that's actually kind of an interesting point where you get labeled.
Yeah, for sure. And like, it's kind of like, oh god, I'm going to bring this up, but it's kind of like, the whole police situation. It only takes one or two bad people for, a whole bunch of people to get a bad opinion of you guys, and it's just becomes more of an us versus them thing. And it's going to end up either us not being at shows anymore, or we're going to have to start doing our own shows, which I think is going to eventually happen anyway.
# all flippers are bad.
Oh,
we come from a very interesting cloth. I feel like you could get a certain demographic, a certain age, certain interest, and you'll find a decent number of those match up with flippers.
Yeah, I would say most flippers out there are under the age of 20.
I agree, absolutely.
I would say, I would just be guessing, but I would say a solid 60% at least are under 20.
I probably agree with
probably more.
Because I started when I was 19. So, I mean, and I know there was people at the time who were like 17, like when I was just joining, 17, 16. So, I mean, it would only be until I mean, they would just have been turning 20 like last year. Some of the people that I remember from back then.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like when I went out to California with all those West Coast guys to do California, I think only me and Matty P were the ones who were allowed to drink.
That's actually pretty shocking.
Yeah, I mean, dude, there was a kid there who he couldn't have been more than 11 or 12 years old. It was wild.
Yeah, I would say my observations differ from 50 Blades of Grey to some extent in that sense. Like, I definitely think that there's a very sizable portion of the community that's very young. And I think it's because they use it like yo-yos, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I've always, it's crazy being on the live blade side, but I kind of worry about how it might affect, young kids. I do think about it a lot because, how warped are these kids' perceptions of things? You know what I mean? I mean, a knife, it's not like you're taking a skateboard and jumping down a set of 10 stairs. That's way more dangerous than just about anything you can do with a knife. Short of hitting, like, your femoral artery or your jugular or something like that. And you got to hit it pretty good. But, you're not like risking a broken bone every time you throw your knife in the air. If you don't flip up towards your neck and you don't flip like right next to your thighs, the worst thing that's going to happen to you is you're going to like sever a tendon, I guess,
You have nerve damage.
Some degloving.
Degloving, ouch.
That traumatized. I had a one-time situation with a ring of shame, and boy, is that a terrifying prospect.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
That is just gruesome.
But even then, like, I mean, you have, in order to do that kind of damage, you would have to be seriously negligent, in my opinion. You're going way too fast than you know what to do with a knife. And that's really what it comes down to is I do worry that sometimes kids might be taking things too fast and might not really realize, I don't think there's as much respect for the live blade anymore. You know what I mean?
No.
Like what it could really do.
Well, that's because they're all dull. Like, I'm not saying they're dulling them intentionally, but when you flip over grass and that's all you ever do, it simply dulls the blade. Like, there's no way around it. Like, it just does. And it's not like these kids know how to sharpen a knife. They don't. Like, they're probably not even aware that it's getting more dull,
It's a little bit nefarious in that. So I know some people purposefully will flip over hard surfaces for a little while so that it can really chew up the edge or really chew up that tip, so it's not nearly as dangerous.
Yeah, but I don't know that that's what I don't think that an 11-year-old is able, like, they don't have the understanding of what flipping over grass does. So I don't know that it would have that impact in terms of like long-term kind of thing. Like, I think they don't even realize that they're dulling their knife.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder, like, intentional versus unintentional, and maybe that's what you're going to get to, Dave.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. Is it's one thing, as you could kind of say, earning your stripes. It's kind of one thing to earn your stripes because you've probably gotten your cuts. It's still kind of stupid because it's going to make you dull, and it's going to make you go too fast, and it's probably going to make you have a bad injury if you're doing that. But it's also another thing to just take a fresh knife. There's been plenty of people. It was a big thing, I think, right when you first started getting into it, 50. But people were like advertising blade dulling services, like they do with like mods and shit. Yeah, it was pretty wild.
How do you need a service for that?
That's a good question. You ever see like the sales poster, like this was professionally dulled?
That's fucking ridiculous.
No, I remember them. I remember them.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I'm not
wild.
saying it like it's ridiculous that like you're saying it happened. I just mean like the fact that somebody would do that is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I know somebody who bought a Jerry Hom knife that was quote unquote professionally dulled, and Jerry's like, "I'm not fixing your ruined knife."
I would say I wanted somebody to try flipping my knife, but they didn't want to flip a live blade. And so I dulled it. And although I'm not going around claiming it's sharp, like frankly, it's still sitting in like on my desk, right? But I would say that that's the only way that I could say, like I can understand it being professionally dulled, right? Like it still looks completely sharp. Like it's got a completely shiny bevel and everything, but it just won't cut you, you know?
Yeah.
But I doubt that these people would even be doing that. I think they would just grind the edge off.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I came across one once. I just don't want to like say it and not be true. But I think I did come across one that was like that, and it was kind of what you're saying, but who knows who did it, you know?
Right.
But yeah, it's to me it's just dumb because you know what, like why did you buy a knife in the first place? You know, I'm not so certain everybody knows the consequences of what they could be getting themselves into, really. You know what I mean? There was a situation last Blade, so obviously not this year, but I was at Benchmade booth and some kids came around and they were doing their little Benchmade promotion there that no flippers really watch, to be honest. And it was just like a few 15-second video or whatever, and one of the kids came up and needed to use my 87 because they needed to use a Benchmade knife, obviously. And he like lit himself up a few times. I mean, he did great. He blew through it, and then he hands me the knife back with all his blood and shit all over it. And his fucking
God.
hands all cut up.
Blood-borne pathogens. Jeez, can we?
And there's no better booth to do something stupid like that at. You know what I mean? Like, good lord.
No, that bothers me. Like people. You go from people flipping Balisongs and just bleeding and handing it to one another to people terrified of not wearing a mask. I mean,
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Dude. Oh my god. Chase Flat, Mid Tennessee Flips. He showed up. He's new in the community. That year, he showed up to the house that we all stay at. And he was only flipping for a few months at that time, and he comes there and he's like, "Oh, he told me last week. He was like, man, I went there and I loved you guys, but that was the grossest fucking place I've ever been in. There's like blood everywhere. There's fucking beer cans laying all over the ground.
Yeah,
looking like a mix of The Shining.
Yeah, and it's in Georgia of all things, so."
Oh, the humidity. The humidity.
Dude, it's just like, it's a scene out of Deliverance, just about,
I mean, was there squealing?
Just going on a redneck rampage.
Oh, boy.
But yeah, I think the dull flipping situation could end up getting people into hot water, and especially the sport, dare I call it a sport?
Well, one big point of controversy, and we've talked about it a few times before, is just the legitimate aspect of it and how that really affects. I mean, if we want to go down the sport route, how that really affects how serious people take it. If someone's watching a video online and you take the average person, they're probably not going to be able to tell whether or not a knife is actually sharp. If someone's telling them, well, nah, those guys, come on, half of them dull the knives anyways. Like, stop wasting your time watching that. Like, what does the long-term effect that could have on Balisongs?
Yeah, it's for sure, and especially the people who've watched it for a long time who, we've seen styles evolve, you know what I mean? Um, it's kind of like how music genres kind of start, so you have like you would say, "Oh, well that's rock and roll," or that's country or something like that. Well, now you're into like, well, this is postmodern screamo, and this isn't death metal. This is dark metal or some crazy
This
stuff
is
like that.
life metal.
Yeah, but I've gotten to see things come from. There's a few different people's styles, and people picked up on some and left others behind, and only a little bit there. But you ended up kind of with like just a few general ways people flipped. And now not only is there dull content that like you just it's dull content in the way that you've seen it a million times, and nothing really, there's a few flippers out there who are still kind of pushing it and have a lot of style for sure. We talked about it before. I'm kind of hot on the Evan Holmes guy, Red Edge. He's got some crazy style. Like Seji's got crazy style. But there's a monotonous to it. Like scrolling through, say, well, you can't do your Instagram Explorer anymore. We'll talk about
Oh,
that
it's the
later.
worst. Oh,
But you scroll, say, like Balisong Underground or Balisong videos, the hashtags, and just scroll through it, and it feels like the same flippers posted like a bunch of times. Like it's there's not a lot of uniqueness to it, and then adding the dull factor to it is turns a lot of the us old cranky generation, I should say, out of the mix. We've seen it, not interested. It's not what we were into.
well,
And then
it
the new
kind of.
guys. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, no, go down wherever road you were going down.
Well, then the new guys kind of pick up and don't see it the same way. They don't have that blade respect that I was talking about. So then when they move on to the live blade, there's not this culture of respect in what can really happen to you. It's kind of just a danger factor. And
That and I
yeah,
think I've seen that unfold in a lot of the. I mean, there's been a few times where I haven't been too shy about accusing people of flipping dull. Um, and I mean, people get really defensive about it, and I
oh yeah,
understand why. I understand why. But I think you made a good point where it's not so much about um, genuinely wanting to flip live for the sake of flipping live, but it's like, oh great, now I have to prove myself. Now I have to, show that I'm willing to take on danger. It's kind of like this. It's almost like a burden as opposed to. I know a lot of the older guys see it as, well, this is just how it's done. This is the way to do it if you want to
yeah.
actually experience.
You could almost call it like one is flipping and the other is something else. It's that different to people that are kind of in my circles. You know what I mean? That's how we kind of feel about it. Is you might as well be two different sports. It's kind of like I would say like riding a bike versus a skateboard.
Yeah, it's that different where,
Yeah.
if you said to someone like, "What are the similarities?" It's like, well, they have wheels.
Yeah, like it'd be like cruising, like a cruiser bike or a BMX bike. You know what I mean? You got some people, doing jumps, and other people cruising around, and they might as well not be the same thing, even though they're made out of the same stuff. Uh, and the reasons people do it are differently. People don't ride cruiser bikes because they want to win a race, or because they're really interested in fitness or something like that. People on a BMX bike or a mountain bike, they want the fitness. They want to go off of cool jumps. They want to race people, and that's kind of how it feels like the old culture versus kind of the newer culture. And and to call it old and new was kind of bad, because they do intermix. We still get a lot of live flipper guys, and some of the older guys are dull guys. We could kind of go into that too.
Oh yeah, that's
you know we
something where
we talk about the OGs like we're all kind of fucking perfect, when there was a lot of people kind of, as we would consider it, cheating back then. You know what I mean?
I've made a few memes about that, and where
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
your heroes probably flipped the door.
Oh no.
Um,
Oh man.
so I'm gonna do a plug, just Balisong memes. If you want to see stuff like that, Balisong memes, Facebook, go there.
I mean,
Yeah,
they're
buddy.
made by 50 Blades of Gray, so it's probably not worth going. Sorry, that was mean.
Where you can see me act like a degenerate. I hardly even go on Facebook anymore. It's crazy. I'm kind of just on the Instagrams now, barely.
Yeah, I guess, and maybe that's a good question. I wanted to get here at some point, so now is a perfect time. I guess in terms of future content, future forum type discussions, where do you see that going? Because I mean, if you could kind of, you've seen where it's gone, from those web pages to some of those YouTube pages. So from the past to what you know now, where do you see the at place being?
I think the hottest move somebody could do right now, and kind of letting the cat out of the bag of something I wanted to do for a long time. I'm sure you've been in this discussion a few times. Is I think having flippers next to each other that are motivated would be killer. I mean, you just can't buy that kind of utilization right now. Like, it's so hard to get things done over the internet, as a lot of people have kind of figured out with this whole working from home thing. Working from home can kind of be a pain in the ass. Doing a lot of stuff yourself, and trying to communicate and work around people's different schedules and stuff. But if you had 3 to 5 flippers all sharing kind of like a very close space, not necessarily same house or something like that, but that would just be so killer, because you could pump out just the highest quality content. you know you could get a lot of stuff done, because now you guys are sharing time, you're sharing expenses, and you don't have to deal with the relatively slow interface of the internet, as opposed to just being. Next to each other.
Now that's an interesting point, because I've seen, and this has been oh gosh, ever since I joined, this has always kind of been an ongoing topic of, can Balisongs generate enough of an interest, enough of, let's just be honest, a cash flow for something like that to be viable. Now, I know there's been quite a few people that have tried to some degree and have failed in that endeavor. Now, granted, I have seen some channels who I don't think their hearts really.
Well, one of them made it to Africa, right?
Oh no! Oh, don't do this! Don't do this to me! Don't do this to me! Don't do this! Oh no!
Oh no! I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
Lord Voldemort. But to kind of go down that point, I mean, you can have your bread and butter, and then you can have the fine wine, perhaps.
Yeah.
I don't know if it has to be mutually exclusive, and I think that might have hurt a lot of people, with those loftier goals where you want that really premium quality content, but there's not a foundation to support it. And I don't know if I'm kind of exaggerating.
I think that, flipping in general is much more like, especially once you've gone to like some shows and things like that, you realize that it's so much more than the actual flipping. And I think in order to keep people out of this bubble of disinterest that Balisong kind of seems to be stuck in, I think you need to start showing more of, the lifestyle around Balisong. Which if you're in the pit, that's bad. You don't want to show any of that lifestyle.
Where allegedly that exists. Allegedly.
yeah, allegedly. But the I think that's what people are into, because people's memories aren't so much on, what videos, we did. I mean, to kind of bring something up, I don't know how public a thing this is, but Andre Mayo, who just, got, wrecked his skateboard and got put in the hospital, people aren't thinking of the videos they did with him. They're thinking about the conversations they had. They're thinking about how good of a guy the dude was, and all their memories with him, not about him. And not all the thing. I mean, people probably will think about the stuff that, he did, but those aren't the main memories. And, that's what you kind of realize when you start going to shows, is it's not like flipping is what brings us together. But the bond we have between each other is so much bigger than that.
And that's a very important thing to bring up. And I have something to go off once you tie your point up.
Yeah. So that's what I think needs to be exemplified and showed more in videos and content and things like that. Like, if we did the thing where, say, there's a flipper house and you got 5 people there, you're going to want to show like some jackass kind of content where somebody, shaves somebody's armpit or some goofy thing like that. You know what I mean? What
I was looking for a Brazilian actually, but I'll settle for.
Oh man. Dude,
no.
There's this guy came in our shop, kind of pulled us off. He worked for the Hoochie Coochie Salon, and he was obviously homosexual, but he was looking for someone to get a boyzillion, so they could be their boyzillion model.
A boyzillion for the bussy?
Yeah, the bussy.
But
sorry, I just happened today at work.
Roping it back in. No, to kind of go off your point of not so much the flipping, but the experiences. I mean, one of the most notable, and it's such to probably outside people, this is so insignificant. But one of the most memorable things to me when I was flipping was when I got the tech tag from Balisong Techniques.
Yeah.
And it was just such a feeling of, okay, there's like actually other people who take this pretty seriously. And maybe it's not so much a seriousness. They just enjoy the fact that other people are partaking in it. They're pushing things. They're trying to do new things. So that was like a really cool experience. And it was earlier on. This was at least 2017 or prior.
Yeah.
But it's one of the more memorable experiences, and it's such it's realistically it's so insignificant, except it's not insignificant to me when that happened.
Yeah. I think once people can, because we live in kind of an influencer culture, and most people who want to be influencers don't understand like what that kind of entails. Like people want to feel a part of your life. People want to feel a part of your experiences, and that's really what you have to be portraying in order to be any of those things. If you're going to be an influencer, you want to make people feel like, they're a surfboarder, they're on the beach with you, and these are the things we do. We drink beers after we surf. people want to do that with Bally's, like, yeah, they just did this cool combo. Well, what were they joking about afterwards? What, like, Instagram photo the fucking food that you guys ate afterwards or some goofy shit,
Well, that's actually one reason. So I kind of plugged it, but it really is something that I think is good for the community. Is just memes in general. I mean, it's something to connect with outside of just, oh, there's another, yeah, that was a cool combo, but like it's just something for people to kind of relate to, and it's not as visceral as actual people spending time together doing things
Yeah.
together. But
Well, memes are kind of like the internet's version of political cartoons. You know what I mean?
mm,
You can kind of bring up topics and stuff that aren't so easy to say, but are kind of easier to demonstrate. You know what I mean?
you can
And I
poke
think,
fun at it, yeah.
yeah, and you can also kind of bring it in a different light, from an experience that everybody shared. Like,
That's true.
the NPC meme. Those are one of my favorites.
Oh, those ones are I've seen a few of those float around.
Oh man, the NPC ones are good.
No, but even one, and I mean, this is one, and people could debate forever about this one, but just the whole topic of price gouging. I mean, you sound like such a whiny
Oh
little.
man, yeah.
If you're out there typing a block, like just a full block paragraph about, I don't like how people charge more of your supply demand. I don't like. No, you memes. You
Yep.
go to the memes and you're able to talk about the situation that everyone kind of feels the same way about, but then you're like, haha, I get it. Instead of someone just kind of whining on about something that it's just a different way to approach a topic, and it's a different way to kind of get people to share as simple as sharing in a laugh, sharing in an experience.
Yeah, for sure. That's why everybody I shouldn't say everybody, but that's why you have the SpongeBob Man Ray memes, right? Everybody remembers how fucking stupid of a scene that was when Patrick won't take his goddamn stupid wallet. You know?
I mean, but is it his wallet though?
It's got your name in it. It's got your driver's license. I saw you drop it.
It's not my wallet.
Oh man. But yeah, like everybody remembers that, how hilarious it was and how stupid it was. So it's a good way to represent things.
Exactly.
Oh no, that was about the scaring things. Or he's scared of something, whatever. I just know the meme version now. It's been too long.
Yeah, I can't actually remember the original context of that scene. Oh, that's bad. That's so bad. It's been hijacked.
Yeah, it really has. I always hoped I tried the meme a few times, but I always hoped it would catch on. I can't remember what it was. I think Sandy was going crazy over hibernation or something like that.
Mm.
And everybody hid under Patrick's rock, and you had all the eyes underneath there.
I think someone did successfully do that. No, someone successfully did that one.
Damn, I'm behind it.
I think they did.
Who are you people?
It's OGs when new people. You know what kills me though? And okay, I don't know if this is actually a really good question for you, because it kind of kills me. I don't really know a lot of new flippers.
Ooh, dude. Whew.
So like, full disclosure, some of the newest people that I'm aware of, and he's not even new anymore. He's not even new, but he was new when I was doing it. Was Brandon Johns, and he's a pretty good flipper. I've seen him with the Tally song quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know many people past his time.
Yeah, dude. it only gets worse. It only gets worse. I mean, no real offense to you guys, but like when you guys came around, I mean, it was kind of like that. It was like, all right, 2 new people showed up. Congratulations.
You want a red carpet or
Yeah, it's like, you guys can probably relate to this statement now, but I've seen way, way more many people leave Balisong than are even in it right now still. I've seen way more people leave.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a kind of an interesting point. And I know it happens with all hobbies, but I mean, it does seem like the retention rate is particularly brutal. I mean, you were
Yeah.
talking about some of the groups, right? So earlier on, you mentioned Balisong Extreme. I mean, I'd be shocked because I don't even I've tried to keep up with some of the past events. I forgot about that one. Um,
Yeah.
I really wonder if some of the people in the stream right now know that name or anyone that's watching this post stream.
Yeah,
Balisong Extreme, like
I feel like people who are only extremely interested in the past events, like extremely interested. Most people stop at like the arena, I guess. And for good reason, because that's kind of where things blew up was the arena. But there was so much going on beforehand, and it's not even pertinent anymore. To some degree. I mean, it is important, but that website's not there anymore. I mean, you used to be able to find it in archives, but I don't even think it's in archives anymore.
and that's one of the sad things, and maybe I wonder if that's why platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Reddit kind of took off because it almost seems like a way for the content to continue on despite the fact that some of the people who used to be involved are no longer involved. Whereas kind of it seems like with these older groups, once that main figurehead kind of ended it, it was just a done deal.
Yeah, it's an odd result of a power structure, and it's not so much about power as in haha, I'm the ruler of you people, but it's the person who has the ability to take care of things is only one person. I mean, realistically, that's why Balisong Underground never took off. I never got enough people involved, and I never was able to successfully delegate all of the responsibilities in an effective manner. Um, Billiam was
But what's
great. Billiam got a lot of shit done.
what's
But
weird about that though is, I mean, Balisong Underground is definitely one of the more recognizable names in the community. I would say Balisong Techniques is probably, I would put that as number one, at least in my world. I don't know if that's how it is for other people.
our
At least I.
Balisong, bro.
Oh no, no, please no, no. I don't want. I mean,
Don't.
outside of like kind of the platforms that people just gravitate to. Like that's kind of just a
Yeah.
platform that people gravitate to. I look at like Balisong Underground, Balisong Techniques as groups in which they can move around to different platforms. It's not like you can't really take our Balisong and bring it to Balisong Butterfly Knives. Like it just doesn't it doesn't work that way. But
Man.
Balisong Underground can be on Facebook, Balisong Underground can be on YouTube, Instagram. It's not.
Yeah, I really wanted, you know, the I really wanted it to be a community driven platform, and it kind of has been on Instagram just because the hashtag finally took off. Took a while, but it did. Because I haven't been on that account in a while. But the you know I just want it to be about the community, and no bullshit, no people really telling other people what to do. I mean, and that's kind of what BBK came, Balisong and Butterfly Knives, is basically no fucking clones, no fucking trainers, and otherwise have at it. Like,
Lord preach.
that like for the most part, if you're responsible enough to handle a knife, which arguably some of these people haven't, if you've been listening from back, like it kind of worries me. But if you're responsible to handle a knife, like, you should be responsible enough to treat yourself like an adult and behave like an adult and expect others to treat you like an adult. And that doesn't mean getting respect. It also means like getting shit on when you're being a little shithead.
Yeah, that was something that, I mean, it was I had like a weird come of it because I ended up in a situation similar to like a lot of the YouTube people, but I made a choice that I think some of these YouTube people didn't. And I wish they did, because it would have been a really positive thing for them to have, where I got my kind of up and coming independent of any group kind of really in my corner. It was kind of like I did Instagram videos. All of a sudden, people started reposting those, got reposted, and all of a sudden, I became one of the largest channels on Instagram for any Balisong, anything. And I did want to get engaged with some of those groups. So like I did want to be engaged with Balisong techniques, and that kind of opened the door to being involved in some groups that allegedly exist. In addition to some of the Facebook groups where I was like, okay, well, yeah, sure, like I have this following on Instagram, but like there's definitely a community going on in the background, and there's some interesting things going on in the background. And so once I started to engage with those, I mean, one of the one of the immediate things was definitely a good fair bit of as you said, getting shit on in some way, not excessively so, but a tasteful amount of shitting.
Yeah. Well, I think one thing that kind of happens on the internet in general, but if you have the right people together, it's a really good thing, is people tend to get mad at confrontation or thinking people are mad at you. I mean, you see it if you work like super low end jobs all the time. People just have this aversion for being disliked or yelled at or being angry with or whatever, that they don't actually see the reason why they're saying what they're saying. There's like, oh, he's mad at me, I'm going to defend myself, or oh, they don't like me, I'm going to defend myself. When it's like, dude, if you listen to what we actually said and just not being a contrarian, it would be a whole lot better for you. Like maybe instead of coming back with like if you posted something and like somebody said something angry or whatever and it blew you away, and you don't understand why, the first thing you should do should be asking a question like, okay, what did I do? How can I change? Whatever. And not like, just being, oh, well, you're just a grumpy old boomer. Which, I mean, my day's coming.
So some of these
not here.
Some of these dudes be looking real boomerish. I'm like, bro, you 35 or you 55? Are you about to pick up those senior citizen benefits?
Somebody come get their dad.
Oh no, I've experienced a bit of that. I mean, I was a bit sheltered in some way where, I mean, if you're just a straight you're just joining the group, you have absolutely no anything to back you up. I mean, you could get flayed alive. Like if you really dig your heels in, but at the same time, right? So at the same time, and you alluded to her earlier, the prominent female on YouTube currently, I feel like if she came into any of those Facebook groups, it would not go well for her. Yeah. And I mean, you kind of have to just deal with that, though, if you want to have a relationship with the community. And you could just say, like, look, I don't care what you guys think.
Yeah. Like, no, it's not beneficial for anyone to say that. You know what I mean? In that situation.
No, and it's not, because I'm like, and I had spoken to her fairly recently. And it wasn't so much me reaching out, I was reached out to. And I was like, I'm not going to just disregard you just because I've had some serious disagreements with your content, like very, very large amounts of disagreements. And one of the things I was like is I said, if you want to be involved with the community, you can do so, but you got to understand that some of these guys are, you know, they feel as though it's an exploitation. The things,
Yeah,
and yeah, so and maybe you could speak to that a bit more because I feel like that's so much of the reason why there's a negative reaction is this feeling of exploitation.
yeah, it's kind of, I guess the way to describe it is you just kind of feel, you know, you feel disregarded for sure. People are kind of making I I using this in a metaphorical term, but people are kind of making a living off of your coattails, and you're, they're bastardizing it at the same time. It's kind of like it's watching a band do a terrible version of the song you wrote, kind of
But
without
then
your
it goes
permission.
viral.
And then they like screw up the lyrics, like
And it still
instead of,
goes viral.
yeah, and it's like, instead of "Oh say can you see," it's like "Jose can you sing." It's like, Jesus Murphy.
No, and I feel like a lot of YouTubers, and there's two that I can immediately name, that I mean they just did themselves such a disservice by not being more involved or even just choosing to be more involved now. Because I mean, this is one of the things that I've noticed a few times is some of these people that started off watching these channels, they eventually end up, if they stick with the hobby long enough, they kind of trickle down to the more I guess the more serious content that really tries to build and expand. They eventually find those groups, and either they take it the right way, they take it the wrong way. Or maybe that's the wrong way to put it, but either they choose to immerse themselves in that or they reject it. But eventually, they do find those groups.
Yeah, or what sometimes happens in some rare cases is you end up kind of what Squid did, and he just kind of started his own thing, you know?
That's a good point.
Like, the what Balisong Underground kind of started out as is, I was trying to put a website together to revamp Balisong Techniques, right? Originally, it was just going to be Balisong Techniques because Vince let the site lapse and he didn't have a backup. So Balisong Techniques was gone, like gone. And there's no way to get it back. It was lost in internet land. It would have taken like a hacker or some crazy crap to get it back. So we all had a discussion, the Balisong Techniques guys, on, where do we go from here? Should we try to do our own site or whatever? And I was like, guys, like, we just need to do something, like, we can't just let nothing happen. I don't mind paying for a site. I don't mind doing this, that, and the other. I have no idea what I'm doing. But if we get it together, then we'll have it. And, I wasn't a very popular guy at the time for reasons we can get into later, maybe. But it was like, it didn't get very well received for sure. Because I can't remember what it was called, but it was like this Reddit knockoff kind of thing that Ryan was trying to get me to do. It's like, it'll be great, man. We'll just have like a Wix site and it'll be great.
Oh, I think I remember that. That was around for like a month. Oh man.
Yeah,
Was
it
that
was bad.
it was something, I think it was Bally Beast.
Oh yeah, that was it. Bally Beast.
I remember that.
Yep.
Oh, I honestly was like hopeful. I was so hopeful. But
Yeah.
these are like things that like flippers today just oh god.
Bally Beast, bro.
the
I
things
got
that
a Bally Bee
occurred.
sticker somewhere.
Yeah, I remember it was like a purple fist with like veins, and like it was definitely an alpha beast in that fist. But
Yeah.
oh man,
Yeah, for sure, man.
oh, and
Bally
then
Beast.
then there's these other nameless groups from Instagram. Oh, talk about
Flipaholics, bro.
oh no, Flipaholics is just one of the many nameless. You had it was so great because it
Oh
was like the boy
man.
band era, like Blood, Sweat, Titanium, the Grave
Oh, dude.
Flippers, the Zen Flippers, or the Zen
Dude,
Blades. Oh.
you just gave me a great idea, dude. I'm gonna start a flipping group called the Backstreet Flips. It'll be so great. We'll have like the collared shirts and the puka shell necklaces.
Oh, gee, it's just I wish that there was a very detailed timeline of the buffoonery that occurred
Oh
because
man, it's been
there's
some.
been some shit.
Oh man, there was this other one that was called um, BF4K.
BF4K, I don't remember that one.
This was definitely before your time. It was called Balisong Flipping for Kids.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I mean, of course, it never took off. But yeah, that was around for a while too. Um, I can't remember his name, the guy who ran it. But I know his brother, and I talk to him every now and again. David Montague, his older brother ran that site.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, he kind of on the fringes of the pit, if the pit exists,
Allegedly.
allegedly. But yeah, so they ran that. Ryan Harbor, Stitch Steel was one of the admins there. They tried to get me to admin there, and I was like, yeah, I'm good, fam.
I think the fuck not.
Like, I'm 22 years old,
Yeah.
running a site called Balisong for Kids.
Nah. And plus, I don't even know. Like, see, like for me, it's like I don't even think that's the right demographic. Like, I just
No,
and
it's
I'm
oh man, it's so complicated
well, because like,
because
okay, if I may,
yeah, go.
I was playing video games when I was like 10, 11, 12 that I probably shouldn't have been, and not just playing the video games, but having access to Xbox Live.
Oh
So,
no.
so I mean, I learned some colorful language. I definitely learned the art of banter online, and I think that's probably why in some of the situations I found myself in, I haven't done too poorly. And I'd say in most of those situations, I haven't done too poorly. On the flip side, I probably learned a whole lot of things I probably shouldn't have. And I would almost say that might tie over into something like Balisongs, where I mean, does like a 10-year-old need to be playing like Doom Eternal? I don't know, maybe. Like
Yeah, that's it's a very complex question. You know what I mean? Like it's a very philosophical thing too. Like, wow, should a kid be playing Doom? Huh? Like you got to tackle at least 12 extremely complicated topics in order to come close to a decision about that.
But that's kind of how I view it, where audience, who's the audience, who's the right audience, and maybe not who's the right audience, but who is an audience that would take this well?
Yeah.
And I'm just not sure.
Well, I think
I
like with the kids, I think kind of what we discussed before. I don't know if we were live yet or not, but such a significant amount of flippers are, dare I say it, juveniles. Like they're under the age of 20. And a even large like a significant portion is under 18. They're just high schoolers and in some cases middle schoolers. you know and those people can't really be ignored whatsoever. uh but at the same time, like, you know, what these kids are learning from the adults in the situation, it's not like anything really worse that they're learning in, you know, public school for sure.
Oh no, any
Or
any city
or just the
school,
internet in general. I mean, you can find so much trash
get a
on the
bucket
internet.
and a mop for them wet ass pivots.
Wet ass pivots.
No, I mean, and I think you had mentioned this earlier. The explore page of Instagram.
Oh no,
Tell
we're
tell
going
us
to
a little
get
bit about
into.
that. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, if you follow a lot of knife pages, like I do, and you go to your explore page, you will see nothing but e-thoughts all over your explore page. Even if you don't follow any e-thoughts, which I allegedly don't follow e-thoughts. But
Of course,
yeah.
as one does not.
No, who would follow any of that? I'm not attracted to sex at all. But but in real talk, I don't follow any of those kinds of pages, and they're all over my explore page, and I'd be lucky to see a knife. Yeah, for
It's
sure you're not going to see a gun. There's no way. No way
oh,
you'd
it's
ever see a
terrible.
gun on Instagram.
And it is so bad. And I've talked about this in some of the groups. And I think we've even talked about it. Squiggles and I on this channel. I have blocked dozens of these thoughts, dozens of them, and they
Oh my
just come up
goodness.
and they come up and they come up, and I'm like,
When
oh my
when
god,
they did World War Z, it just was about e-thoughts.
yeah. I mean,
Just coming out of nowhere. Dude, like when COVID started and like, dude, OnlyFans shot up so fast. Like, I wish I could have bought stock in OnlyFans.
you know what kills me about that? Just a little aside here. So there's a lot of women, especially in my age group. So I'm 26, just to kind of categorize myself. So I'm in the younger female category. Definitely in the category that females would capitalize on OnlyFans, because if they get a little bit older, okay, grandma. And I mean, how do I word this? They think that they're these strong, independent females, but I'm like, you're being pimped out by a dude who owns OnlyFans. He's taking like, I don't know how much he takes or how
Oh
much
my
the company takes.
goodness.
I think he cuts a fat 20% off the top.
Dude, oh my god.
I'm not sure. If someone can look that up, I think he cuts 20% off the top of the
Jamie, look it up.
Squiggles?
Jamie, look it up.
Yeah, I can look it
That's
up.
a Joe Rogan thing.
Yeah, I know.
What's shit, what were we just talking about? Oh, e-thoughts. Oh,
Yes, OnlyFans takes approximately 20%.
Oh my
shit.
god.
Dude, like, one thing I was even talking about with my boss today is like, you just think about these credit companies, like these credit card companies. They're taking like 3% in some cases. But if you think of like, I know we do like at least $3,000 a day. You know what I mean? And if you think about $1 million transaction at 3%, it's $30,000 you just got for, dare I say it, essentially fucking nothing. For
Like,
kind of being there.
yeah, you're the thing that just has to be used in that particular situation.
It's insane.
Oh, but to kind of really hammer home on this like thought situation. I feel like one of the most disheartening things when it comes to posting content that I've noticed is, I mean, regardless of the fact that battle songs can get old, I know that engagement for knives has tanked. I
Oh, yeah.
100% can with certainty say that the algorithm prioritizes half-naked females over knives.
Oh, no doubt. Just
And
any kind of weapon in general, they're trying to get out. You know.
well, and it's almost like I feel like ballad songs to a degree, and I kind of curious what your perspective of is here. I feel like they got popular when they really weren't meant to during that time period. So that explosion from like 2015 and onward, I feel like it was the explosion that wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah, like I get. I guess what you're saying is like, they in more modern times, there's no way that explosion would have happened because of how they kind of regulate algorithms and content that you see.
Oh yeah, we talked about it in I think I mean I know I'm a broken record on it in some of the groups that there are hashtags, Balisong hashtags. Or not I'm not sure if it's reached Balisong hashtags, but there's definitely knife hashtags where if you use it, you will see posts are hidden. Or you won't even see any
Oh yeah.
posts.
Oh yeah.
And
For
and
sure.
I almost guarantee that if you use that hashtag, well guess what? Your post just joined the club.
Yep. And I bet you your account goes on some goofy algorithm too.
Oh yeah. So one thing that and I've talked about it with again, these are just topics that we've talked about in passing, but it's very important to reiterate because it affects so much of the community in general. I mean, YouTube, as an example, has flat out removed people, and
Yeah.
not and
Dude, by the end of the night, me and you are going to be wearing tinfoil hats if we keep this up.
oh, I already got mine on. I got the suit on as well. But the fact of the matter is, people like to pretend that this isn't going on, or maybe it's not even they pretend, they just don't know because it's
Yeah.
it's not in your face. It's very in the dark. It's very in the shadows. But um, the algorithm can not only deprioritize a video, they can also deprioritize an account to the
Hmm.
point where your videos will only be recommended to people that subscribe to you. And then they can go one step further and have it be to the point where your videos can only be found if people search for them.
Yeah.
Your
Yes,
videos, it's that
that
bad.
classic argument of like, you know, well, are you an editor, or are you a publisher, or are you a free media? What is it? Because if you're going to be a publisher, there's regulations in place,
Oh,
and you need to.
big time.
Yeah. So all of these kind of, just to loop them all in, these social media companies like YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, they're just walking this thinnest line of, a gray area that at some point has to burst, and it's going to go one way or the other. And and it seems like if it goes a lot of ways, it's going to be bad. And there's only a few ways where it's actually going to, not have an effect on like real life important shit. You know what I mean?
I think I'm of the belief that the long-term effect will probably be that you end up in a TV versus internet situation again. Now, I know that sounds a bit silly to say because it's like, well, there's just the internet. However, I'm pretty sure you can have a distinction between the World Wide Web and another version. Now, I don't know if that's big brain time, and I don't know if I'm talking on my ass, but I feel like it could go that way as well.
We're
Buy
gonna get back into
Bitcoin.
computer stuff all of a sudden.
Buy Bitcoin. Use the dark web.
Yeah,
Doug's like, my time has come.
yeah. Like what is it?
Download Tor.
Balisong underground.onion.
Yes. Yes, my man. I like this guy.
Wow, I feel so liked.
This is actually the first time I've ever talked to Squiggles.
Yeah, I'm kind of reclusive. I just kind of like, yeah. I'm an antisocial person in many ways. You can ask 50 Blades of Grey. It's a real disaster.
I mean, it is what it is, I guess.
I mean,
nobody really joined this hobby because they're just a socialite. You know what I mean?
Right.
I feel personally attacked.
How so? It's a safe place to talk about this. Nobody's listening. This isn't going to last. So.
Can we pause the stream?
I need to talk to someone.
It's a lot funnier just watching your little avatar where you're next to your dog with the same face.
Yeah. I like to laugh at that too. Or laugh with that, sorry. I don't laugh at people. I laugh with them.
I actually had some it wasn't really controversy. It was just kind of a lot of sad emojis.
What the fuck?
Over me replacing the dog and I with the butterfly profile picture.
Oh, the 50 thing?
Oh yeah, dude, no way. Dog every time.
Dude, I just realized why he's getting so much less engagement. It's the profile picture.
It's got to be the
I'm
dog.
telling you, dude.
Dude, yeah.
Oh, speaking of profile engagement, though, man, Davey504 has inspired me, and I don't know if I'm ever gonna follow through with this. I'm gonna do some slapping. For the people that are watching, I have considered, what if I pulled the same stunt that he did, where he dresses up as an ethot, he slapped the bass, you don't know it's him, and gotcha, Simps. He points the camera up at him, gotcha.
Dude, Sim. I made a Tinder account with the that Snapchat filter.
Jesus Christ.
I looked fucking great. And you know what? To all you thirsty dudes out there, for shame. Shame on you all.
I'm saying, what's really stopping? For the guys that really do criticize, like these ethos, what is stopping any guy from being like, you know what? Let me get good. Let me get good at putting on some makeup. Let me get a wig. Let me get a turtleneck sweater so they can't see this Adam's apple real quick.
Listen, you think chicks won't pay for that shit? Chicks will pay for a good-looking dude, not me, a good-looking dude to be making fucking sexy
that's like
photos.
That's like Ricardo Milos territory. No, we're talking Ricardo Milos. Like,
if you find Slim Jim sexy, subscribe to FaultyPly's OnlyFans.
What was that accent?
It's Floridian.
Oh my god. Dude, Florida is fucking cancer, man.
It's a fun place to be. For sure.
I mean, when it's not like ridiculously humid. Like, why do they even have swimming pools there, dude?
Dude, it's still hot here.
Where are you? Are you in Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize I was shit talking Florida when you lived there.
No, dude. Yeah. No. Yeah, it's great here. I love it.
It's almost as good as Arizona, I imagine.
No, it's way worse.
Is it almost as bad as Connecticut?
I hear some things about Connecticut.
It's got to be better than Connecticut, man. It's got to be.
Well, what's crazy is a side of my family comes from Connecticut. We actually have a family cemetery up in eastern Connecticut.
That's pretty lit.
It's pretty dope. Like, I have a bunch of people, that's my family, that I don't even know that have a cemetery. So, I don't know. It's pretty lit.
Most people can't say that, so, you know.
Yeah. My family has its own cemetery.
Dude, I mean, like, if you're a serial killer, that's like, you get discounted rates and shit, you know?
Dude, it's so funny, though, because, like, it's been in the newspaper a bunch of times for being, like, desecrated so many times.
Why?
Like apparently it's next to, like, a river. So, kids would, like, lift up all the headstones and stack them so they could climb the tree and, like, do a rope swing into the river.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Dude, are Zoomers that bad?
I don't know the age group that did it, but yeah. I
Oh my
guess
Probably a
God.
bunch of boomers reliving their
Dude,
youth.
I'm gonna be honest. I think we should just wipe out the entire generation and just like start over again. You know,
dude, pretty much from boomers backwards, all kind of need their shit rocked pretty hard. I was hoping COVID was going to do it, and it still has the potential to. I'm not too certain how all this floating's been going on is going to really affect us, but I'm keeping my hopes up. You know,
I think Zoomers are actually going to be fantastic, and the reason is they're growing up on the internet where they can say whatever they want, and they're having that contrasted with what Big Brother and Sister are telling them they're allowed to say, right?
Yeah.
So you have this stark contrast, and so you you end up with some really edgy kids. And I don't know that. I don't know, man. Like, in my opinion, I think Zoomers are going to end up being pretty based. So,
yeah, like I think I'm on like the very beginning of the Zoomers and the end of the Millennials kind of thing. I'm
how old
30.
are you? I'm
30.
24.
Yeah, so like, I think that, you know, for one, I think my generation grew up not trusting the government a whole lot. You know what I mean? You like I was born in 1990, so I had Bush Senior as a president when I was born. I had Bill Clinton. I had man, I can't even remember, George Bush Jr. and then Obama, and now Trump. So you mean to
Hashtag
tell
not my
me,
president.
yeah, well, you mean to tell me that we should trust any of those guys? Like how, like, you
All
know,
right.
easily, like it just keeps getting worse, you know?
Drum roll, please. If you know the presidents, but you don't know who the chairs of the Federal Reserve are, you don't really
Ben
know much about
Bernanke.
government.
Dude, are you friends with 50 on Facebook?
I think we might
Yes.
So you
Yeah.
see all the fucking
it took a long
financial
time.
shit he won't shut up about, right?
Oh, dude, it's great.
be.
Me
Jerome
and 50,
Powell, Janet Yellen, Ben Bernanke,
This guy, it's like Daily Digest for like financial shit. If you just go to like his Facebook page.
Alan Greenspan, Paul Volcker. I don't
Oh,
know.
I didn't realize Greenspan was there.
I don't know the one before Volcker.
I knew Ben Bernanke. I knew Alan Greenspan, but I didn't know he was with the Federal Reserve now because he did something during the first Bush administration and even during the Clinton administration. I can't remember what he did.
Oh yeah, most of these dudes are in that chair position for terms longer than the president. It's actually wild when you look into it.
No, Alan Greenspan in 2007, 2008, right around Christmas, he was like, "Oh yeah, we're about to see the bottom fall out of this economy." It's like, "Puck your assholes,"
Oh,
because
boy.
he kind of knew what he fucked up, I guess.
I think that this election is really what's going to be the
Dude, I can't wait.
powder keg.
I can't wait.
Look, my biggest fear is that the establishment, who are obviously cheating, right? And I don't know to what extent you're into like security stuff, but any basic understanding of like even just computer security, you would understand the fundamentals of it, that it's like the difference between voting in person and voting by like it just not even absentee ballots, like just universal mail-in voting. When people say that they're just as secure, it's like I don't even believe that they believe that. Like that's
Dude,
how ridiculous it is.
Every year, I like to watch the latest way to hack the Diebold voting machines.
Dude, it's the whole thing.
People do it in 10 seconds. People can hack the machines in 10 seconds.
Right, but I mean, I think that mail-in ballots are the bigger threat because there's no.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
like
so. But my biggest fear is that they're going to cheat their way in, and that people won't put their foot down and say no, because then they're going to make sure that no populist ever wins again.
Yeah, it's kind of terrible to complain about it, at least for me. When I don't have a better solution, you know what I mean? Like I can't think of a great way to do it. I mean, it just seems
What
it
voting?
seems crazy. Yeah. Maybe I'm just not smart enough.
Well, I
Let me
mean,
get a little piece of farmland, some gold, some silver.
dude, this guy and his fucking money. Oh my god.
well, see, that's kind of where I'm at. Is I think our whole system of government is like entirely reversed. You know what I mean? I think the federal government should really only have to step into local matters in like the absolute rarest scenario. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
Like,
but Trump's done a good job of not abusing federal authority when he actually has the ability to in many cases.
Yeah, that sounded
Yeah.
hella kinky.
Get it? Daddy Trump coming in?
That sounded so
Oh
kinky.
my
Like he has the
God.
power to abuse it, but he doesn't.
Sorry.
Like, okay. What's the 50 Shades of Grey character? I don't even know the characters in that book, and I named my account after it.
It's a real disaster, isn't it?
Oh, it's Anastasia, but I don't know the guy's name.
It's
of
probably
course
something
you do.
stupid.
You just don't want to say.
Yeah, he's like,
No.
oh, shucks, I just can't remember.
No, there's like
Huh.
that kinky. No, there's that kinky scene where he's like, "I want you to count," and I'm like, "Okay, I
Wait,
can get
you've
into this."
seen it?
I've seen scenes.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Hey, all I'm saying is the scene was hella kinky.
All right, I think that this podcast should go down to 2 members right now.
Oh boy. We actually did have a
Upvote.
question from the our viewers.
Whoa.
The
We're getting live
audience.
questions. Awesome.
This podcast is sponsored by viewers like you.
Like clockwork.
Like so I actually do think this is a good question before we go to tinfoil hat here, but he asks or proposes, the more budget you go, the simpler the Bally design is. The Triton and Mako are the simplest because of budget. Is it possible to claim originality of the most budget base mode Balisong design?
Wait, I'm not
So-
sure I understand.
I think what he's getting at here, and I think David gets it too.
So you're calling me
Yeah.
an idiot, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I wasn't going to say it, but since we're here,
Sweet. Glad we're all on the same page.
yeah, I just think that what he's trying to say is that just because somebody found the cheapest way to make a knife doesn't mean he owns exclusive rights to make it.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Well, like the example that he gave, like I think the
The
Triton
Mako,
has-
he said.
a Triton and Mako, they both have the flat handle, right? It's a
Yeah.
channel flat handle.
Yeah, it's not stopping anybody from skeletonizing handles. That's not expensive, especially in aluminum.
It'd be
It's not
so hard to claim you own that, yeah.
You can't.
Well,
Legally, you can't, for sure.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
But
Well, you
culturally,
can-
I still
you
say
can
no.
do some different stuff. You know what I mean? You don't have to make it look pretty damn close to what it was. You can use different materials if you want. You can use different finishes. You can round the handles instead of squaring them off.
Well, like one big thing that stands out between the Triton and like just the squid trainer in general is just kind of those was it milled, like those dots, and then it's like a little line and then another dot. It makes it a little bit more unique than just a flat piece of aluminum.
Yeah, I can't remember which ones were taken off of them. I know there's some infamous ones that came out of Reddit for sure.
Oh,
Um,
there's just
Like
So-
what was it? Shackle, something
Shankles?
like that. Yeah, something like that. There was some fun stuff there, I think.
Yeah, he's a
can't
friend
remember.
of mine, and I can tell you the story with him is like the design that he came up with was faulty, right? Like using
Me?
aluminum. No, no Shankles.
Yo, is Faulty collecting royalties off it?
No, but
Dang,
like
I need to.
the design that he came up with was, oh, I get it, faulty. Oh my god, I'm a fucking idiot. Holy shit, I'm stupid. Jesus, I'm gonna have to hang myself after this. But the design that he came up with was bad, okay? Because it was aluminum and there was very little support around those Zen pinholes in the liners, and so I mean, he can keep replacing them for people, but that doesn't make sense as a business. Like, there's no way you can't just continue for the rest of your life to buy liners and send them out to people.
Yeah. Why do you think the 42 doesn't exist anymore? Because it was a shitty knife that they were tired of fucking making. You know.
Well, the
You know,
biggest
I was
reason
friends with the
was
guys who made
Desert
them, you know?
Storm and the titanium price increase.
God damn.
Yeah, but like, okay, that's such a that
Damn
argument's
cow
so dumb.
heads.
No, that argument's dumb because I would pay tomorrow $500 for a channel Benchmade
Yeah.
42 to be made
Yes,
from
that's
Benchmade
you.
specifically.
That's you, dude. But when
That's-
you're running a
No,
business,
I think people
oh my
would
God.
want to buy it regardless. Like,
You
because
could
people
not
are
put
still
a price on the 42.
people are still buying, you know, Alpha Beast for the price they are. You know what I mean? I just think that because going to make the 42 was such a pain in the ass. They had to. The main reason they went from, you know, the T-latch version to the what's it called? The spring
Not
latch
the
version.
Springer, is it? Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because their molds broke. They had to make new molds. And pretty much every single handle that came out of the new and old molds, they had to bend and remachine, and like everything was a nightmare, you know, let alone if somebody had, you know, a warranty issue, like if somebody's handle snapped, which rarely did.
Oh, Clockwork made a good point though. Oh no.
Oh no.
He
Oh
said
no.
Benchmade 87, 85. Well, he said 85, but I know it includes the 87. Benchmade 85, 87, 650 and sells. And even if it's not 650, what is it, 550 and it sells?
I do have to say, man, I really wish they would have came out with the 85 first. Oh my goodness. I told them when they sent me it, I was like, dude,
I think that would have been more successful actually. It's
It would
more
have
it's not as I'm gonna use the word because it's honestly this is probably the best word for it, obtuse.
yeah,
That
she thick.
it dummy thick.
Yeah, she dumb thick.
And
But
it kills me like because I know
the
the knife. I haven't bought it. I haven't tried it. I haven't done anything like that. It seems like it's okay, but it's just I don't know who the audience is. Like,
yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. You know, they kind of took the parts that people hated about the knife and kept them, and the parts that they didn't mind about the knife, they discarded to make the 85. Uh
I
you
like
know, like people weren't too hot on the handles, even though I really like the handles.
you know what's crazy
But
about
the
that?
latch, I think nobody can get over the latch.
I actually can forgive the latch. I
Really?
cannot forgive the blade shape. I mean,
Yeah.
the 6X series. So I bought a Benchmade 63. Out of I knew it was going to be terrible. Like okay, when I say terrible, the quality is fine. It's a knife. Everything looks nice. It's terrible to flip. But if they had just you could have put the 63 blade shape, the 62, that nice Weehawk, the 67 recurve Tanto, you could have put any of those on the 80
Yeah.
series. And they chose a box cutter?
Yeah, the Warncliffe Tonto kind of deal.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not too sure who was doing the decisions there. But yeah, I think if you wanted to come out with the knife to bring him back on the map, I think you really wanted to go with something more traditional. You know what I mean? Something more along what you already did. I get moving on. Like you definitely don't want to be doing the same thing your whole life, but it doesn't mean you have to go left. I mean, you can keep turning right. You know?
Well, look at some of these video game companies because we touched on that a bit. I mean, I years ago was playing oh gosh, what game do I actually have now? Is it Modern Warfare? I think it's Modern Warfare. So years ago, I had bought the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I am now playing the revised version of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. and I still enjoy it. And
It's like Tony Hawk 1 and 2 that they just released again.
and it's like the nostalgia factor cannot be discounted. It cannot be discounted under any
Yeah, I mean,
circumstance.
it kind of goes for everything. One thing that I can kind of speak on in my profession is when I was in high school, I was a bicycle mechanic. And people didn't really care too much about all the old like bicycles of back in the day, like original Schwinn Stingrays, or
Those are
you
kind of
know,
beautiful though.
they are, and guess what? Now they're worth a ton of money. It's kind of one of those things that as they get more rare and as people get older and want to remember their past and stuff and realize they can't, they're willing to pay more money to relive their past or to relive something that they weren't a part of but want to feel a part of. You know what I mean?
Well, even like me, I mean, one thing that and it's so terrible because I feel like I wasn't too far from missing the mark on on fair market prices for the BM42. I mean, so much of the reason why I've hunted down some of the knives that I have, I mean, I hunted down the Spyderco Zabofly. When I got the chance to buy the Alpha Beast 1.0, I bought it.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because these were knives that I was watching people flip that I was like, this is so cool. Except I couldn't have it. And I'll tell you
Yeah.
what, if I could get a fair market price for a Tachyon 2, I'd buy it, preferably with the Bowie blade. If I could find a Benchmade 42 that was in damn good condition for a relatively good price, I'd do it. A Cold Steel Archangel, all of those Balisongs, I would, if it came up for a fair price, I'd pull the trigger because
Yeah.
these were things that when I was just starting out, I was like, well, where did all these cool knives go? Where did they
Yeah, no
go?
kidding. Yeah,
And
and one of the crazy things is like the 42 was around long enough for it to become popular. But a lot of the knives that were popular or are popular now weren't so popular then. You know, like you said, the Tac 2 Bowie, like when that thing first came out, people thought it was an abomination. People were like,
I heard
"Oh,
some horror stories about the what was it, the
the barrel spacers."
yeah.
Yeah, and
And no, and the
realistically, they're
ring,
fine.
the latch, the thing that held the latch, what was that? That was I
It
saw
was a
some
roll
complaints.
pin.
Yeah, I saw some complaints about
Yeah, it
that.
was a roll pin, and yeah, it is kind of cheaping out on something that, in the end, like if you're talking about putting in a sex bolt or Chicago fastener or whatever you want to call it, you're talking about maybe another $10 of cost. And I get all the business reasons for it, but you know what? You're trying to deliver a professional product. I don't know. It's a hard call. I mean, I'm not a business owner, but I think I would try to go for the more finished product look personally. Uh,
Well, like I've even said this to, I mean, jokingly, I've said it to BRS, but not jokingly. I would have paid up to probably $50 for them to bring back the hidden tank cups. Like,
yeah, you know, um, yeah,
I don't know if that would make it worth it. I have no idea if that would make it worth it, but I mean, like, considering that Anno,
Of course, it would make it worth it.
okay, because I was gonna say, like, considering Anno's typically $30 more, I'll pay $50 for that extra little bit of machining. Like, I don't mind.
yeah,
But then again, I guess the question is, would other people? Probably not. They'd rather go with but that polished look is what I really, really do like.
yeah,
If I'm gonna drop freaking like $400, $500 on a knife, good grief, what's $50 more? Oh, it works out to what, 10%?
yeah. I mean, realistically, in the end, I mean, BRS is a business, um, and I shouldn't say entirely, but to some degree, they have to kind of if they want to stay business, they have to accommodate that kind of lowest common denominator. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I'm actually shocked. Speaking of BRS, I'm shocked that they have not gone with a aluminum version of anything. Now,
Well,
I
they
get
tried the 3D printed thing.
I didn't see any updates on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they're running into some problems.
But like I guess like what's crazy to me is I mean, I never really was too interested in aluminum at all. In fact, I would put stainless steel before aluminum in terms of interest. But
Okay, okay.
well, because like the bare bones, realistically, I don't.
I ain't arguing.
Well, I'm saying like just kind of like just to like explain my stance a little bit more. The worst part about the bare bones isn't the fact that it's stainless steel, isn't the fact that it's heavier than some other models. The fact that they rounded the spine so much, man.
Oh,
It
here
is
we go,
so. And I've made myself pretty clear about that. I mean, they need to.
dude.
I hope they consider not doing that much rounding in future models.
Dude, I'll tell you what. When that 32 Morpho came out and it had that crown spine, hot damn, that was the coolest shit on the block.
Are you serious?
I'm
You're not. No.
I'm just saying.
I like
I'm
it.
just saying. When it first came out, it was the coolest thing, man. But I mean, I see the argument. I mean, I don't agree with it, but it's not an invalid argument whatsoever.
Clockwork made a good point there. Budget model. Let's have a budget spine.
Oh,
Like-
here we go. Here we go.
Look. I obviously I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of most of the models, but the bare bones. I mean, it's bare bones. Like, come on.
Yeah, yeah. Their first one wasn't crowned, right?
No,
I
it
do.
was not.
Yeah, no. The first one was uncrowned. Yep, just
Yeah.
flat spine.
I think they might have just figured a way to do it cheaply, I guess, because I don't think the price changed.
No, the price was the same. Shockingly, I think.
Yeah, he's been pretty good at keeping prices consistent. But you know, one thing that's always worried me about it, he assures me it's the other way, but I don't know, man. It just seems like you know, money doesn't like just disappear. You know what I mean? If you've kept your price of your Alpha Beast the same for 10 years, you know, it's can't be the same Alpha Beast that you sold 10 years ago.
Inflation's a motherfucker.
Yeah, and you know, you're either transferring it into your price or you're transferring it into your product. So you know, I'm not sitting here trying to like, you know, shit talk BRS, you know. You know, it's just kind of how things have to be. You can't
Yeah, no, I
like,
did.
dude,
Look-
I bought my 67. I bought that for what was it, $222.
And now it's what Is it 340 or did it go up from 340?
I can't even remember, dude. It's well into the 300s now.
Because I bought mine on a sale, and I think it was either 270. It might have been 280, but that was on a sale. Like that was like them. I knew it was Blade HQ just trying to move those 6X series off the shelves.
Yeah, you know, I'm not too certain at how well they sell. They probably don't. But I don't know. I know the 51 still kicks.
But the price point, like, so to kind of your point there, like, I mean, if you offer me the chance to buy even a replicant versus an Alpha Beast, especially forget about the replicant at this point, even though I think that is by far BRS's just home run Balisong.
Yeah.
I think that in time will become more popular than the 42. I could be wrong, but
Dude, even the guys at Benchmade, we would discuss this all the time, is like, you know, if it wasn't for the legacy of the 42 and the saltiness of its discontinuation, the 51 is a much better knife and it's a better flipping knife. And if the timeline of things would be different, the whole situation would be on its head. And I wholeheartedly believe that because the 51 is like one of my favorite knives, easily.
So it's interesting because I haven't purchased that model, and the main reason is the price is just so unattractive, and it kind of goes to your point where I'm actually kind of in agreement with you that I'm surprised that the price of a replicant, the price of an Alpha Beast, even a bare bones, really, I'm surprised the price has not increased.
He's been very adamant about not raising his prices.
But it's because of the fact that, like, I look at a 51, I'm like, geez, what? It's like $300 to get like that particular model, and that might even be on a sale. I don't know what the price of it is right now, but that might even be on a sale for it to be 300.
I'm kind of talking out of my ass here, but I'm also 4 beers deep, so it doesn't really count. But I'm pretty sure that the 51 is now more expensive than a replicant.
Oh, 51 for sure is more expensive than a replicant. Yeah. It's 100% more expensive.
Yeah, when that wasn't the case when the replicant came out. It was vice versa. The replicant was more expensive.
I do remember that. And that was actually, I mean, it's funny because one of my and it's foolish now.
How expensive is the replicant?
$265 base model.
Okay, I spent $350 on mine.
You probably purchased a premium version.
I did.
Yeah, it was probably CF2.
Nope.
It
was G10.
Okay.
You know, the carbon fiber replicant is like really the only one I'd like.
I agree. I think that's the best balanced.
It's pretty spicy. Honestly,
I always like you.
I wish they came out with more colors for the carbon fiber, though.
It would be cool if they got like that Kevlar weave to it. Like, you can buy sheets of carbon fiber that, and when I'm talking about sheets of carbon fiber, I'm talking about the actual fabric. You can buy that with Kevlar weaved the other way, and you can color Kevlar a lot easier than you can carbon. So you get like black and purple, or black and green, or black and yellow.
I told them black and purple. I told them, please,
bro,
please, I will purchase it. I will be your first customer, please.
If you want to talk about purple, man, god damn, I love me some purple.
It kills me because I'm like, I just want the colors. Like, at this point, the base model is fantastic. Just give me the colors.
Indigo is my favorite anno color.
Honestly, I feel like that's where the money's at. I mean, look at Microtech.
Oh my god, the amount of freaking MT, and they sold those MT. Was it the Tachyon 3s? Those colored ones sold.
They sold so much more than any of the other models did, because people just wanted to have a knife that looked like the fucking Hulk. You know what I mean?
It was ridiculous. And you know what kills me too? And part of the reason why I never bought a Tachyon 3 is because I knew that shit would rub off from like blade rub from.
The colored ones for sure. My base model, my black one, is held up great. I mean, I've even dropped it on concrete.
But that was like the primo.
It's DLC coated.
I wanted that one, but at the time I was working I think the time was released, I was still working part-time. Now I'm working full-time, but...
You were a lifeguard?
I think I was a lifeguard at the time. I think I was. When,
you and Todd.
I was a lifeguard for 3 years total. Started out at an amusement park, and then I worked at a public pool, a city public pool. I saw some things. I poured a lot of chlorine into the pool, I will say that.
What was the P to water ratio?
There was days where I knew the chlorine was totally non-existent in that pool, despite the fact that earlier in the day I may or may not have poured 2 5-gallon jugs into the pool. And the chlorine, you would read it, and it would be 0.
No.
And there's signs. There's signs on the door saying, please shower before you come into the pool. And it's not even like, oh, you have to shower at home. No, we have showers in the facility. Just rinse
Oh,
yourself
man.
off. Rinse yourself off. And no. I mean
Spoken like a true lifeguard.
that wasn't even the worst part though. There was a couple times where small children were just kind of tottering around the pool edge, and all of a sudden it's just like a blink, and you're like, oh, are the parents gonna notice? Like you
Dropped
wait.
an egg.
You just wait for the parent to notice, and you're like, I'll wait a second before I jump in for this kid. And the parent's like looking at it, and I'm like, it's your kid, your offspring. Perhaps, are you wearing some Gucci belt that I'm not aware of? Are you
The kid
unable?
seems like a genius to me.
And meanwhile, the kid's just sinking to the bottom like a rock, and I'm like, okay, I'm jumping in. Okay. This is just normal. This is just how this is normal in a inner city. This is totally normal.
Oh no.
Oh gosh, yeah, no. But when I was working that job, I could not afford a freaking what was it? I think it was $750 for
Dude.
was it?
$750 for what?
The nice Tachyon 3.
Oh, yeah, that was like the poor man's model of the fancy knife. Because they had some that were like 1,300 or something.
No, I'm not. I can't afford that now.
Yeah, no kidding.
I wanted the $700 version. It was just so unrealistic.
Yeah.
And I knew the aluminum version, those tank cups were going to get annihilated. And I knew the coloration was going to get distorted. And I mean, you don't see.
Surprisingly, with the aluminum ones, I only knew of one person who smashed his in, and that was Brian Konopka, Culturephile.
Oh, he did the things he did to that poor knife.
Oh my
We
goodness.
should have a segment. I wish we could
It's
have
not-
like.
It's not what he did to that knife is not legal in 48 states.
We need to have a segment on like, was it like a 60-minute report on his knives? Some of them. I mean, some of his.
No.
I've seen some of his. Some of them are very nice.
2/3 of his knives have turned into bongs.
Some of them have been in a domestic abuse case.
Oh my goodness, dude. Yeah.
Where the knife is the victim and he is the abuser.
But yeah, like I flipped the living crap out of my T3, and I mean, I don't have another one to compare it to, but the tank cups are fine. I got a prototype because I was on that whole thing, and just going to breeze over that one. The handles were made out of a different grade aluminum, and those smashed in within like 5 to 10 minutes. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's probably one of those. I can't stand it though, because like, and I've talked about this with Squiggles a ton. Whenever someone brings up military grade, aircraft grade aluminum, my circus music starts playing in my head.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so funny because like, I've known a fair amount of people in the military and that have worked for the military and things of that sort. And I've also worked in the aircraft industry. So I definitely have a good understanding of what both of those words mean. Like, I mean, I've built some very questionable aircraft.
Well, because like, I mean, like, my whole problem, and it's not so much that aluminum's not a good material to build stuff out of, but
which is true.
Steel, it is true, but steel tank pin versus aluminum handle. I mean,
only one of them is going to win that.
It's like a gorilla beating up an infant. Like, what do you want me to?
Yeah.
Oh, but it's a military grade infant though. It's a military grade infant versus a gorilla.
Yeah, I think he would have had a much better time if he would have just like came out and said exactly what it was. And I'm talking about Microtech, which is it was 70-75 aluminum, and the most common aluminum you really see is 6061. And that's what the prototype handles were made out of. They were made out of 6061. And yeah, they smashed out in like 5 minutes, and it was a channel knife. So the blade was like slapping the inside of the handle within no time because tang pins, steel tang pin, aluminum handle.
Now, do you know? I was gonna ask, do you have any insight as to why Tang pins were chosen over Zen pins there?
No, I've none. You know, kind of full disclosure is just about on every project I've been on, and I'm sure you can relate to this somewhat, is, everything kind of started out as I was going to do one thing and I ended up kind of being another. You know what I mean?
Oh no, yeah. So
Where
I'm not even gonna loop you into it, but at least in my experience, and this is, it's I think it's problematic in the knife community, is that
yeah,
feedback sometimes is promotional material, and I've had the fortunate experience of working with some people and some companies in which it has been genuine feedback, but in other cases, I've had the unfortunate experience of a pseudo promotional material worker.
yeah, pretty much, all except for for really the first one, and it, the I don't want to say my advice was ignored. It just at least wasn't heeded. Um, you know, I feel like I kind of did everything for my own reasons. I wasn't there to do anything other than what I really did. You know.
Which I think that's a good way to approach it because and get, oh man, there's so many good topics. One of the ones that we've hit upon previously is the topic of sponsorships and really how out of hand that's gotten in some ways.
Oh my goodness.
Because I do think it ties into the point that someone like you might be partaking in some feedback, some
Yeah,
whatever it might be, for the sake of doing it, for the sake of trying to actually make it better. Someone else might be hoping to turn $100 or turn
yeah,
$200.
yeah. Kind of the way I guess I described that last bit could have been kind of taken a few ways. Like, in to kind of talk high about Benchmade here. They've treated me like just incredibly well. I don't think we've ever really discussed like any kind of former sponsorship or anything like that, but you know, they of course they want to sell knives. They're a company. Uh but they genuinely seem in it because they want to be in it. Like, obviously anybody making Balisongs can go make more money making folders. Like, if you don't understand that, then uh, you're just not even like you're not even half of a businessman. You know what I mean? Of course, if you're going to devote resources to making knives, you make folders if you want to make money. You don't make Balisongs. you
That's
Well,
true.
it's interesting though because but like I almost feel like there was that niche market that kind of opened up. And I'm not saying that it's still more profitable than folders, but it's almost like if you got in when the gettings were good, that was probably a good time.
No,
I
the
it,
difference in
like
terms of
if you're a
complexity in the construction and the machining required and everything is so much different that it would be very difficult to be more profitable making balisongs than making folders.
Well, it's like Mike Snowdy told to me when he was making his, like, because he got super frustrated with the whole project, and the community didn't really want him in on it, and is partially his fault because he wouldn't keep his mouth shut. Um, but it's like, dude, why am I going to spend 24 hours making a balisong that I have to sell for $800 or less, and I still get hammered at $800, or I can, build a folder that costs me less money in materials. I can build it in 16 hours, and I'll get $1,300 for it. It's like it's dumb. Like why would I want to invest into your community with the kind of money I'm sacrificing? Sacrificing $500.
Well, I will also say that my experience, I've been treated very poorly from the Balisong community, and I feel like I've gone to extreme lengths to try to create products for people that I see everybody asking for, but nobody actually fulfilling.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
It's very frustrating for me to be treated like that when I feel like my goal is just to give people what they want, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I will say that's actually kind of, I've noticed, and I think Tap is probably the best representation of just how much bullshit. No, just Tap really exemplifies just how much bullshit a Balisong company has to deal with.
Yeah,
like you think you're doing a good thing by producing this product that has great flipping characteristics, is useful as a tool, is made out of good materials, and all of a sudden someone says, well, actually, because it has Tap, I don't think it's as good of a purchase at, like, oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these fucking window lickers, they just don't, they don't even understand a manufacturing process. They don't understand metalworking, and I had to deal with that in the airplane industry. Like, tolerances are called tolerances for a reason. It's because you end up on either one side, the other, or somewhere in between. You're not hitting precision down to the atom. You just can't do it. Not with machinery that's going to allow you the price point to even make your product.
Right. But you also have tolerance stack and stuff too, which is definitely a contributor to Tap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, people don't understand that it's. Are you familiar with backlash, like in screws, like lead screws and stuff?
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So it's like, if there's no backlash, then as you turn the screw, you're creating backlash, right? Like, there has to be clearance there. I feel like that's what people are bitching about,
Yeah, for sure. One of the things I was kind of thinking about when I was talking about that is, Microtech and BRS and HOM, all of these guys run into a very similar problem when they use tang pins. And the problem is, you make a production knife, so you're making God knows how many blades, God knows how many handles, God knows how many tang pins, and so much hardware.
Right.
Like, an unbelievable amount of screws, to make 200 to 400 production knives. And some of those things are going to fall on one side or the other of your tolerance scale. And for machining, you're talking about, 5 thousandths of an inch or something like that is usually standard tolerance. One thing that these companies have happen is, when they put a tang pin into a tang hole, you get a tang pin that was on the large side of the tolerance, and then a hole in the blade that was on the small side of the tolerance. So when you fit those two together, it's like an eruption waiting to happen, and you'll see the knives crack down there.
Right. And the thing is, like, people don't understand that like, tolerances are not the same on everything on the knife. Like, it's not like, oh, well, this knife is a 1,000th tolerance. It's like, on an interference fit, like on my Zen pin holes, I use a 0.1255 inch reamer every time. Yeah. Right. it's like that matters a lot compared to, I don't know, like the diameter of the pattern holes, you know? It's like, who the hell gives a shit if it's off by 5 thousandths on that, right?
Yeah, and it's not something that affects the way the knife handles. You know what I mean?
Right.
If it's like a pattern thing, it's it's a visual thing. And if you can see that, well, fuck,
that's a problem.
You're a way better person than me, you know?
Well, but also if you can see it, that is an indicator that maybe it's off by a fair amount or something's not right.
It'd be way out of tolerance.
Well, let me tell you what. I got a microscope. We'll put that to the test.
Well, I promise you that nobody looking at the underside of my handles would be able to determine whether or not the Zen pins are in the correct location visually. They just won't. Right?
I mean,
of course not.
It zooms to 20 times magnification.
Oh, okay.
Enhance.
Yeah. Gigantic red enhance button.
No, such a great purchase. Everyone should have a microscope if you can afford it. It's so cool.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
I wish.
I have a little cheapo digital one. This guy has one that like it's like designed for old people to be able to read.
Oh, it's great. Zoom microscope. And you know what the fucked up part about it is? I did not realize, because I have to wear glasses because I have astigmatism and my vision is pretty fucked up.
There's always a stigma about you.
But I found out a microscope with just what you got to deal with, you can actually adjust it so that you can account for the astigmatism and you can still use it more or less the same magnifications that you could if you had perfect vision.
It's an advanced form of glasses.
Right.
It's amazing. I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, that's where 50 makes his memes for insects.
Yes.
Under the microscope.
Yes. He puts a lot of care into them. Very, very tight tolerances on those.
Oh god, speaking of I had a terrifying situation with an insect recently. I found out that there are bugs in Connecticut that are almost 2 inches long. And it was not a cockroach. It was not a cockroach. I was like, oh god, no.
Okay, what was it?
I think it was called it was just called a brown beetle.
You're scared of a beetle.
But this thing was fucking big. Like this was a large beetle.
My god, dude. The insects in Connecticut must be tame as fuck.
Well, because I mean, I've gone down south a couple times.
Okay, hang on. How far south is down south?
The farthest I've gone is South Carolina.
Okay, that's south. Okay.
There are terrifying fucking centipedes in Arizona and probably in Florida too.
Oh, dude, we got flying fucking cockroaches, dude. What are you talking about?
Dude, centipedes scare the shit out of me. They absolutely terrify me.
Well, how big did they get over there? Because I've seen like those giant venomous centipedes.
Well, define giant.
I mean, these are like 2 to 3 feet long.
Whoa.
No, those are in like jungles and shit. Like these are like the ones that don't have 100 or 300 legs. Like they have like 14 and they use all of them for maximum pain. Like it's pretty fucking terrifying. Like, dude, like I'm pulling my feet up off the floor while I'm telling you about them. They scare the shit out of me. Okay.
So like, okay, I got a legit question. Like, really, what is the scorpion situation in Arizona?
I mean, we have them here, but I've never
really like all over the place.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I know that they're here, and I actually bought a blacklight to see if I could find any, but I've never seen one.
Oh yeah, you bought it for scorpion. Oh sure.
Actually, I mean,
bought it for scorpions. Yeah.
I kind of bought it because I thought it would be cool, but also it helps me find where the fucking coolant is on my shop, like when it leaks. So there's that too. But yeah, no. I don't think centipedes glow under it. Maybe they do. I don't know. I don't want to find out. The house, dude. The house centipedes are like. I mean, I don't like them.
Oh, house centipedes are cute. They are.
I don't
so
mind them.
Cute.
Really,
they are so adorable.
No, the ones that scare. Define adorable. What the fuck? Jesus.
For an insect.
You're scared of 2-inch beetles, and you think house centipedes are adorable? What's wrong with you?
It looked ferocious.
Dude, this, I swear to God, man, this guy must be like, I don't know, like, her tits are a little bit too big, and then he's, like, going on about how this trap is so hot. Like, what the fuck? Like, you've got shit messed up, dude.
No, it made audible sounds when scratching around in a box. like audible
damn.
sounds.
Dude, can you imagine what like this guy would have a fucking aneurysm if he saw one of these centipedes. I assume you have them in Florida, right?
Dude, we have like at least 3 different types of centipedes.
Yeah, but you have the fucking ones that are like wide, like gnarly looking, right?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
That
No.
sounds like some like prehistoric type sound.
It's
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
prehistoric as shit, dude. Oh my god, you would shit yourself if you saw one of these. If you're scared of a 2-inch beetle.
Is that like an arthropod or something?
Arthropod?
Oh god.
Dude, I think the craziest thing we have down here has got to be the alligators.
Really?
Dude,
I figured the fact that you have like possibly anacondas chilling around.
No, anacondas are not a threat.
no, but we have the Burmese pythons.
They're still not really a threat to people.
Oh yeah, yeah they are.
No, they're not.
I mean, he's from Florida. You're from Arizona.
I'm pretty into pet snakes.
Are you a Florida expert or?
I would never want to be an expert in shit.
I'm just saying, babies and dogs go missing sometimes.
Oh no!
It's very, very uncommon. What you generally have happen is people. What the rule is essentially you want 1 person per 8 feet of snake. Okay. I just realized how funny is it that has to be a rule. But you'll have people get drunk. Like there was a guy that was drunk and he had like an 11-foot Colombian boa on his neck, and he was trying to like replace the trash at his house, right? And he did that shit with the bag, and it scared the snake. The snake like tightened up, and this guy like passed out or some shit, right? But like the snakes,
Nice.
they don't like hunt you down. Like they want you to just leave them alone.
Yeah, for sure. But like the Burmese have been such a problem here that they actually pay people to hunt the Burmese pythons.
Yeah, aren't Lacey laws like because of Florida and people let like all these pythons go?
Yeah, I don't know what the Lacey law is, but it's like a
Lacey Act
thing,
or something. Right? It has to do with like you can't transport or sell certain snakes across state lines.
Yeah, I know like
trade.
Yeah, a lot of stuff like that. Like snakes you can't release into the wild.
Don't you have an iguana problem?
Oh, do we have an iguana problem? Dude, we have such an iguana problem that once it gets down below 40 degrees, 30-something degrees, close to freezing, iguanas, because they're cold-blooded, can't, like, hold themselves up anymore. So they literally fall out of the fucking trees.
So how often does it get to 40 degrees in Florida? Like how many times per century would you say?
Where I'm at, it probably gets down under 40 degrees. I would say an average once per year.
Yeah, it snows here in Arizona. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, one of the craziest things is when I was at a knife show in Vegas, my dad met me out there and we did a little vacation afterwards. So we drove into Arizona, and we went to the south rim of the Grand Canyon. So we went into a little place called Williams, Arizona. I don't know if you know where that is.
Williamson?
Williams.
I'm not sure about Williams, but Williamson. I know.
It's just a fucking podunk little tourist town.
You should see Jerome, dude.
Oh, that sounds low energy.
It is. It's technically considered a ghost town. It's technically considered a ghost town.
Oh, no kidding. That's awesome.
Yeah, but it's on like the side of a fucking mountain, and they have these ridiculously skinny streets. So you're sitting there like trying to weigh hitting somebody's car versus running over 3 children.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah,
3 children it is.
Right, I don't want to scratch up my car, you know. Children have padding around them, you know.
when we were in Williams, or when we were at the Grand Canyon, it was like 100 and I don't know, it was almost like 110. So it was probably 107, 108 or something like that. And then when we got into Williams going back, it was still pretty hot. It was probably in the 90s or whatever, but we stopped to eat and then the sun went down and it quickly got super fucking cold. And me and my dad are sitting there eating food, and this fucking dumbass guy's playing Tom Petty on his guitar.
Sounds kind of gay.
Eating. Yeah, it was very gay.
Now I'm interested.
But yeah, it went to like I checked my phone because it was super cold, and it was supposed to get down to like 42 that night, and it was 100 and something earlier. It's like, god damn, dude. Place sucks.
Welcome to Connecticut. Welcome to.
No, he was in Arizona, dumbass.
Oh, but what? Oh,
This guy doesn't know where the Grand Canyon is.
boy, if you don't shut the fuck up. Well, that's my daily life. I'm dealing with swings of today was probably reaching a max of 70 degrees, and then it's.
Oh, I thought you were talking about your emotional swings at first.
Okay. we got to talk mental issues. Okay.
I'm just fucking with you.
No, I don't know if I should put on a hoodie or if I should be wearing shorts.
Dude, if it's below 75 degrees, I'm wearing a hoodie.
Oh my god.
Good fucking lord, dude.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
You know what's great is when it cools down here in Arizona where I'm at, like certainly when it snows out, all the centipedes come inside.
No. How is that comforting?
I didn't say it was going to be comforting.
It's like World War Z of centipedes.
Yeah, dude, oh my god. I fucking hate it. Dude, I kill them with brake cleaner. Did you know that? I want them to suffer. I literally spray them with brake cleaner and they melt.
This conversation got dark.
Yeah, wait till I have children and they get bad grades.
Oh no.
Oh, well, okay. At least you don't have the
children.
Asian. Oh. Okay, yep.
How do you know that?
The Asian giant hornet.
Oh, giant hornets.
Allegedly, I hate that term. Murder hornet is so stereotypical.
Yeah, but you're worried about the murder beetles, right?
Okay, it was a particularly large brown beetle. It was making very loud
I'm bullying this fucking guy, and I would probably shit myself if I saw it in real life.
You know what the worst part about it is?
Listen, guys, I was mildly uncomfortable, and I was in fear for my life.
I see.
This was the largest beetle that I had infiltrate the confines of my room. And I had to get an extra thick piece of toilet paper to ensure that when I crunched this motherfucker, that it did not, like, the exoskeleton did not pierce through the thin layer of toilet paper.
Yeah, damage your delicate fucking hands.
Listen,
I had to double up on this.
I need 4
double
ply
bag.
when I cry. I need 4 ply when I cry.
Wow.
Oh.
I usually just beat the people around me. Like, I hook some puppies up to car batteries and stuff.
See, I've tried to tell him many a times that the most exhilarating thrill you can have in life that is totally free and safe is throwing car batteries into the ocean.
Yeah, but then how can I use them on puppies? Right? Like, see, you're not thinking this through.
No, see, that's not free nor exhilarating.
I mean, I didn't pay for the puppies.
You can use them on dogfish. There you go.
The fuck are dogfish?
Oh, no.
Are those the ones that crawl out of the water?
No, not at all. I don't know how to describe a dogfish. I mean, it's a
How is
dogfish.
it different from catfish? How is it different?
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Dude,
Catfish
this is making me
fucking
suicidal,
suck.
okay?
Dude, if you fish, you fucking hate catfish.
Why?
God, I hate those things.
Just because they have facial hair?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
They
pretty bigoted, dude, not gonna lie.
Well, no, they have like the little Fu Manchu things like in anime, and I'm always afraid I'm going to get my ass kicked.
Dude, catfish tastes good.
Yes.
Awesome Cajun rub on that? Mm.
Hell yeah, dude. Tony Zatcheries.
Oh no. Tony's, dude?
Yeah,
it's
I got
like
tons of
throwing
it.
adobo on stuff.
Dude, I have tons of it.
I have ethnic friends, and they do love their adobo.
Dude. That's like a religion down here.
And I almost was hoping he'd join this stream. He's been a regular on this stream. I was almost hoping because the amount of adobo that he fucking uses, good grief.
I see.
Okay.
Are you looking for somebody to replace me? How long has this been going on?
There's been openings for a while.
Yeah. We need somebody to fill the position. We don't really have many requirements, just that it happens soon.
Do you have a hot breath and a pulse?
Yes. Can you speak without slurring 50% of the time? If not,
Jeez,
you can
why
probably
am I
run for
here?
president. Sorry, that was me. I should not have said that.
You see, Corn Pop was a good dude.
Corn pop?
Corn cop?
I see what's going on here.
Sorry, guys. I got to go mass now.
Oh my god. That's
You just reminded me of porn.
Not cool. My pastor says that that's illegal.
It's gonna make you go blind, dude.
Oh my god. You're gonna grow hair on your hands.
Dude, if I could grow hair on my hands, that'd be great, so they wouldn't be so cold in my 70-degree weather.
Jesus.
Dude, trying to tie stuff in the cold weather is the worst.
Dude, typing when you're cold is the worst. Everything slows down.
I can't say I've ever had to do it.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
what
but
is-
cold
oh,
to you
what
is like
situation-
sweltering to everybody else.
No, wait. What situation have you been in? Like
Who, me?
Arctic researcher?
I've been outside typing when it's like 30-something degrees on my laptop.
Back when Squiggles was in the CIA. And
Oh,
he
no,
was,
no.
Shh, that's classified.
No, he must have been a character in the movie The Thing. That's why he's complaining about the typing. He
Well,
was
to be fair,
researching?
I just like to complain. Like, that's kind of my thing.
Back when he was
I mean,
infiltrating the KGB in Siberia.
Can we
Right.
at least agree that The Thing is a pretty damn good movie?
I don't even
Right.
know what it is. I'm sorry.
I've never seen it.
Are you? Oh my god!
You might have to just eat yourself this time.
You uncultured swine!
Dude, every single time somebody's like, "Oh, did you see this movie?" I'm like, "I don't watch."
It's
fucking
not even.
TV.
It's not even. Did you see this movie? This is from like the 70s. I think
This
it's
is
from
a
the 70s.
classic.
It's about as classic as some of the knives we discussed.
Oh no.
Let me see when The Thing was released. I'm actually not sure. Oh my god, in 1980s? 1982. God damn.
Dude, you have very low standards.
Low standards
Yeah.
compared to what?
Like, you literally are, like, you're fine with movies that were created ages ago. Instead of ones that are actually made with good technology and well made. That's like liking classic cars, dude. Like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna treat you like the redheaded stepchild that you are.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I think the fucking older movies were the better ones.
Yeah, before all this political correctness shit started.
Well, yeah. You mean the fact that China's like editing all of our movies and TV shows?
Yeah, I like how didn't Family Guy make fun of, or maybe it was South Park made fun of China and their censorship, and they fucking responded by
Holy shit.
ending their sponsorship or something.
Dude, they killed Winnie the Pooh. Like, they strangled Winnie the Pooh on fucking
Yeah,
South
too bad they
Park.
won't do it in real life.
Well,
Holly
you,
Weird, Peter Wood.
well, you know why they did it, right? Is because
Yeah, Xi
All the-
Jinping.
yeah, they kept memeing him as Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
So they made the South Park character kill Winnie the Pooh.
Dude, can you imagine being that fucking insecure as like the leader of a nation? Can you imagine
dude,
that?
It's so bad.
Holy shit, dude. That's
It's terrible.
yeah.
Well, you know, it kills me because on a much smaller scale, was it Kim Jong Un has been memed the fuck out of, and he just deals with it.
Yeah,
taking it like a champ.
he does actually. He's great at that.
I actually
Well-
don't. Is he still alive? Actually,
Oh, that's a good conspiracy.
For legal reasons, we need to
I'm
now change the
digging
topic.
I'm digging it. That's awesome.
I can't wait for the first North Korean female dictator. Oh, it's gonna be kinky.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the first Korean nuclear war.
Oh.
Not the second Korean nuclear war. That's a lot more fun.
Dude, people talking about how they've got like ICBMs and stuff like they don't have that all worked out. Like people don't understand how complicated all that is.
Dude, are you kidding me? Like
What?
these guys can't like, even launch a test missile right.
Yeah. It's a fucking disaster.
It's
More
so
importantly,
bad.
More importantly, our thoughts.
It's a lot of fun watching.
But
Right.
more important, the North Korea failed missile launches. Thoughts on Fliptober?
Ooh.
Thoughts like THOTS?
Thoughts on Ballycomp being online? And a potential meetup planned by Squid in Cali at the end of the year.
I would not go to a California meetup.
Neither would I. Jesus Christ. California, please.
Yeah.
Like, are you serious?
California is pretty cool.
Are you...
Okay, can we
If
get rid of
you
this guy?
don't
He has
have to
wrong
live
think.
If you don't have to live there, California's cool.
I visited LA to do the shoot with... What the fuck were they called at the time?
I grew up in the Bay Area.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, you can see the lasting effects it's had.
No, I had to visit LA to do the video. I cannot remember what the hell the company was called. Oh my god, I feel terrible about it. But
Yeah, you should.
I could smell the fucking piss. I could smell it in the air.
See, that just smells like Florida to me, so maybe it was natural.
Right.
Like you at least have like wildlife to explain the situation. I just have homeless
And
people.
we're back on wildlife. Unbelievable.
No, but it's like, okay, there's
The
wildlife.
Beatles
in
are going to
Florida.
scare him again.
There's the
Yeah.
Everglades, and then in LA, it's just the fucking homeless pissing in the streets. Like,
Oh no!
I would not.
It's a
I'm
very
sorry.
bigoted podcast, I'm gonna be honest.
I'm sorry.
Why
sorry,
is homeless piss less cool
No,
than
no,
like
no.
homed piss?
Lucas? If you are tuning into the stream, sorry.
Why would he be tuning in?
Hey, Lucas
not
is
sorry.
in San Diego, so
Is
he
he?
has nothing to do with LA. Yeah,
I thought he
okay.
was up north.
nah. Up north, that's still SoCal.
No, I've got a friend who like works for Squid and he lives in like Sacramento.
I'm talking about Ty Vin.
Oh, well maybe you should say that then, you fucking idiot.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Oh wow!
I just lashed out of
wow.
insecurity.
A
I'm sorry.
respected
Jeez.
guest, a respected figurehead in the Balisong community, and you have the nerve to lash out. Congratulations, you about to become a meme, you dumb fuck.
Hey, it's not my fault that I'm dumb. I was thrown on my head.
You fucking meme.
I don't hate you. I
Good.
just laugh at you.
Well, I'm
he
used to it.
He doesn't love you, he loathes you.
Yeah, well, yeah, the LO is still there.
Yeah.
And the ES.
Oh, shit.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
I don't even know what happened there.
Did you leave?
Yeah, I guess.
That was so
I
perfect.
didn't kick you out. That
I don't
literally.
know what happened.
Oh my god.
I was thinking your phone probably died, and I'm like, wow, that is some good fucking timing.
Did I just get booted? Like,
Not by
Jesus.
me. Maybe by 50. He seems like the kind of person who would
What?
do that.
Never.
I don't think I can remove you from the call. I think I would have to remove you from the group. I can
I
mute
don't know
you.
what-
Yeah, let's mute him. I'm sorry. That was mean.
No, I think like somehow I had to join a video call or something.
Yeah,
I
it
just heard
says your video, but it's just loading. And it says,
Oh.
yeah. If you want, we can turn the video on. I'll show the stream. I can disable video.
This
I
is
can
about
censor
to
it.
get very dark.
Oh my god. Here, I'm gonna invite you to the Shiv Shack. Wow. Look at that. You got your own personalized invite.
It's going away fast, apparently.
Is it? Okay, hold on. Let me add you to the.
No, I got it. I got it.
I'm going to. Wait, why is this blocking my fucking thing?
Whoa, I'm in here with Ronald Reagan.
Yeah,
Don't
dude.
don't
He's the
invite
real
him to that
one.
cancer. Don't
Here,
invite
I
him to that
have
cancer.
to. I'm gonna give you the honorary autist role, which is the role I give to people who have been a guest on the stream. So you're now
snap.
an honorary autist.
All right. Since we're on Ronald Reagan, name one president before Ronald Reagan who did not kill himself
What do you mean?
or was not killed by someone else.
Before Ronald Reagan.
I don't know if you're joking or not.
That was not killed or did not kill himself or was suicided.
Did George Washington kill himself?
Okay, 1920 and after. No, 1937 and after. 1937 and after.
Oh, and after. Okay, because I was going to say Jimmy Carter. Because he's still alive.
Was Lyndon B. Johnson after Reagan?
No, he was before.
No, he was before.
Oh my God!
How about
LBJ?
Gerald Ford? Did we forget?
Wait, did you just say LBJ?
Did we forget about Gerald Ford?
I just said LBJ.
I was just repeating it after you.
Oh my God, dude, this guy's plagiarizing me.
All right, name one president.
It's okay.
Name one president outside of LBJ and Eisenhower.
I love the fact that his challenge is failing, so he keeps tightening the restrictions.
Name one president besides LBJ. They cannot have been killed or have killed themselves. They cannot be Eisenhower, and they have to be 1937 and after, and prior to Reagan.
Wow, that's some pretty tight restrictions there, bud.
Jimmy,
what was your point again by asking these questions?
Flex.
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter.
Was Nixon before Reagan?
I think so. Yeah, 1970. No, he was 19...
Now, you're probably wanting him to be dead already, right?
Nixon? He's already dead.
Is he still alive?
No, I'm talking about
I was like, what?
Restrictions here.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
I
God.
see how it is.
Because Jimmy Carter's still alive.
No, I get it.
I like how he sounds so dejected right now. Like he's like a jilted ex. Like he asked us all these questions.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Jilted.
I'm sorry.
Jilted.
Here I am being verbally abusive again.
Yeah, can I file a complaint?
Yeah, you'll receive a business or a response. Wow. In 7 to 10 business days. I'm not even drunk, and I'm this fucking stupid.
7 to 10
definitely
business
drunk.
days. I could probably do it to 2 to 3 business days. That's fair.
Yeah, Clockwork says San Francisco / San Jose is Squid Industries. I fucking told you.
He also said that Abraham Lincoln made slavery. I don't.
Oh no, Squid was going to school in San Diego. That's what it was.
Maybe.
You just can't convince me to come to California, though. Like I do not.
I wasn't trying to.
I don't.
I want you to be as far from me as possible.
You're in you border the state. Don't talk to me.
Are you in like the Mesa area?
I'm like an hour and 45 minutes north of that.
Oh, Flagstaff?
No, I'm probably 45 minutes south of Flagstaff.
Oh, Jesus, man.
Playing geography.
So you're like in the middle of nowhere.
Yes. That middle of nowhere, Arizona.
Cool.
I don't know the zip code.
Yeah, I was trying to go out to Yuma for a while.
I see.
It was too close to California. Well,
don't give Eric any ideas. I don't want him showing up anywhere near me.
No. I've been looking at Pennsylvania, truthfully.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that's still a little bit closer to me somehow.
Okay.
I mean, I guess kind of, maybe.
Yeah, very small amount. Very small amount, but like...
Well, but it's like north.
I would encourage you... have you looked in Maine?
There's not enough opportunity.
Well, I mean, is there really any opportunity for someone like you? A white male? A cishet white male?
Okay. Whoa. Allegedly, cis. Allegedly.
I'm making some assumptions.
Allegedly male on top of that.
This is like the first conversation I've been a part of where we seriously use that word.
Allegedly.
Allegedly?
Allegedly. First, last name.
Okay.
Fact of the matter is, Pennsylvania, more attractive than Maine.
Okay. I mean, you also like small dogs, so like you clearly have like a warped sense of like what's like adorable and what's beautiful. You know what I mean? So
That's hurtful. So, excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
Excuse me,
well,
sir.
go.
You know what? Go machine some aluminum, will you?
Wow. No.
Whoa.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Whoa.
Hang yourself.
Dang. The amount of salt in that comment.
I like that Clockwork
was
says
tangible.
Pennsylvania, one of the good things is a good distance from NYC. I know he meant it the other way, but still.
Dude, it's not far enough.
I
It's
know.
at least an hour and a half.
I feel like I'm too close to New York City.
You are closer.
Oh god, here he's gonna show off his geography.
Composure, Eric. Composure. You are closer to both California and Austin, Texas, than you are to New York.
I like how
City.
you had to list some fucking like minuscule part of Texas. Like I was born in Texas, you fucking bitch.
I
Whoa.
hope you were not born in Austin. I
No,
hope you
I
were
was
not
born in
born
Houston.
Austin.
I was born in Houston.
Dude, fuck Houston.
Whoa. I'm suddenly pro censorship.
Bro. Dude, okay, so when I went to it was the first show I went to in Las Vegas. I had a layover in Houston and my plane was late picking me up in Florida, right?
Right.
So they gave me a ticket for 2 flights, a ticket for the flight I was supposed to catch and a ticket for a later flight. Well, I guess the pilot was speeding. I don't
see.
know, but I ended up getting to not Arizona, Houston in time.
Yeah,
But
the air is moving in different directions at different altitudes.
That sounds scientific enough for me.
Well, I just pulled it out of my ass, so hopefully it is. Actually,
yeah,
I
so-
didn't, but
I got there kind of in time to make the flight, but I get there and I have to run through the terminal and catch a fucking
The
Bust.
stupid connecting flights. Oh my god.
yeah. I have to catch a fucking bus to my next fucking flight.
Is this how
And-
Texas treats Floridians?
I mean, to be fair,
Oh my
like
goodness,
I would support the maltreatment of anybody from Florida.
dude. Anyway, I get to my fucking plane and I tell the lady at the front, I was like, "Hey, I was a late plane. I need to get on this fucking flight." She's like, "Oh, well, let me see if she closed the door to the cabin." Right? Because there's like 2 minutes before the flight takes off. And instead of like going down the hallway to go look and see if the door's closed, she like gets on her radio and asks the lady at the other end. She's like, "Did you shut the doors yet?" And then she goes back to her computer. She's typing for like 2 minutes. And then she gets on the radio again. She's like, "Did you close the door yet?"
Yeah, you see
She's
the
like,
plane
"Yep."
pulling away.
No, and then she goes, "Yep, I'm just closing it now." And she's like, "Sorry,
Oh
sir,
my
there's nothing I
God.
can do." I was like, "You could have looked down the fucking hallway. You could have opened the fucking
Dude,
hatch
I'm gonna
again."
give you a trick. Here's what you do, okay? You run down the hallway onto the plane as fast as you can, and you ignore
Make it-
anybody screaming at you to stop.
But did you fill out a COVID travel form?
Sir, we
Did
have
you
this
fill
Discover
out-
credit card that we want you to hear about.
Oh, dude.
Well, no. It's part of the reason. Part of the reason I haven't gone anywhere recently is because I don't want to have to fill out some dumbass form saying, "Yes, I am not
Dude,
contact."
this guy is not only scared of 2-inch beetles, he's scared of paper.
I am scared. I am terrified of having to be traced via documents.
Oh my god, dude.
Dude.
I can hear the crinkling of his tinfoil hat right now.
I don't feel like filling out some form saying no, I didn't fucking suck the dick of someone that demonetized.
Well, to be
straight.
fair, we know that you'd be lying.
They had COVID and I sucked their fucking like. Do I really have?
Is that
Like-
how it's transmitted?
Is that where we're at? Is that we? I don't want to deal with that situation.
Dude, all I'm saying is if COVID turned out to be an STD, I would have to rethink a lot of things about my
Let's
life.
talk about STDs while we're at it.
Oh,
HSV2. 1
Oh.
out of 5 people have it.
Well, yeah. I thought it was
HSV2.
more than that.
are we talking about herpes?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
1 out of 5.
Dude, so
And-
many people have herpes.
And like people are freaking about not wearing a mask?
Dude, the fucking...
Do they make
the herp
masks
is
for your
everywhere.
dick?
How about you wear a condom? Perhaps. Maybe.
That sounds not comfortable.
I don't know.
Dude, a lot of herpes is mouth herpes.
Yeah. I think that's primarily what it is.
Yeah, it's not herpes. It's called a cold sore. Duh.
Dude,
Yeah,
look, this guy's like renaming things like an
Wait,
SJW. He's like,
is that-
actually, it's called a cold sore.
But is
It's
that
a fever blister.
Yeah.
Is that the V2 strain or is that the V1?
I'm not sure.
Fuck, I don't know.
I'm not sure. I think the newer one sounds better though.
No, there's actually there is a difference.
I know there's a difference.
this
The
is way
V2
more
one has like
science.
improved tolerances and stuff.
This is way more science than I signed up for.
Yeah, this is a bait and switch. We're getting your
Anyways.
scientific opinion on stuff now.
Considering this is a knife podcast.
Yeah, dude, why'd you get us way off topic? I'm asking Eric, not you. Don't worry. I would
just
blame
here to
this
have
on
fun.
50. Yeah, this is 50 Blades of Gray's fault.
This is
I don't know
my
how, but
podcasts
it
go.
is. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
I
not
usually just
responding.
bullshit
I
online.
don't know how to tie this back in. Truthfully,
Wow.
I
What are you even here for, dude?
I don't to talk about herpes, obviously.
Yeah.
Jamie, where are you?
I'm a knife expert and a herpes expert.
I see.
Oh, well,
DM me.
we were talking about bloodborne pathogens at one point. Just
This makes sense now. Okay. We
do
tied it
not-
back in.
Do not have sexual relations with people at Blade Show.
Definitely wash your knives at Blade Show.
Eric says I've learned more about beetles and STDs than I have about tap and bench bait. I mean,
That's not surprising. This is basically, you couldn't ask for a more personalized cast from me. That's for sure.
yeah. We've mainly just been like talking shit constantly for the past hour and 45 minutes.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it has. I liked it best when we were making fun of Eric. I liked it least when I was getting made fun of.
Some good reflection points.
Yeah,
Take
yeah.
some notes.
Yeah, this is
Improve
my
next cast.
deep analysis.
I look forward to the highlights reels.
I see. Yeah, they're all about you. God.
Oh no.
Talk about recent developments in the Bally community, like the title. Dude, this guy's trying to make us stick to the title. What the fuck?
No, so Dave didn't know about this prior to him joining the call. I was really trying to frame this as shit has changed. And I know there are some sayings that go along the lines of the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Yeah, it's that's a very good thing to bring up because in some ways things are very much the same, but things have changed a lot. People used to be waiting for the next Balisong video to come out, and now you just go on your hashtag and you see the 20 that were posted today. It's probably more than that now.
Yeah.
For sure. It's come so far from so much. It's still the same.
And it's somehow gotten much, much younger. Like, there's no OGs that were like 11 when they got into it.
I remember.
No.
Oh god, to really date Balisongs, I remember watching dudes in fucking fedoras.
Oh no.
God.
I remember. I don't know what his channel name is. But
Yeah, I can't remember that guy either.
How long ago did the fedora bullshit, like neckbeard thing start? When was that?
This had to be 90s.
It had to be something like that. Or early 2000s.
Well, fucking Indiana Jones wore a fedora. I don't know what to tell you.
What?
But that was like a cool fedora.
When did he wear a fedora?
That's a fedora, dude.
But it was a cool fedora.
I don't know. I don't
I
remember.
mean, I guess in some of the more modern ones he wore like a cowboy hat or whatever, but
Yeah, I'm not like you guys. I don't watch like silent movies and stuff from like the
All right,
1910s.
Okay, wow. Charlie
From the
Chaplin.
19
Okay,
teens.
No. Charlie Chaplin.
Ghost
Wow.
in the Invisible Bikini? Come on, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Wait, what?
I don't know, but it sounds
Ghost?
kinky.
The ghost in the invisible bikini.
What? No, how about, okay, Modern Times, Charlie Chaplin. Okay, you know what?
Who's Charlie Chaplin?
I'm gonna smack the shit out of you. What the
I'm
fuck?
flipping you off right now. You just can't see it.
What the fuck? Okay, have you or have you not seen Modern Times?
What is Modern Times?
I
This isn't Jeopardy.
saw History
Fuck
of the World.
off.
I saw History of the World. Does that count?
Yeah.
Oh God, that's
Yeah,
gonna date me. Jesus Christ.
That'll pass.
20,000 leaps under the sea.
What?
I don't know.
No, History of the World was a Mel Brooks.
Oh,
movie.
Gun Noob. Oh my God, Clockwork found out. Oh.
Dude, who is this guy? This is our Jamie.
Yeah, can we get Clockwork?
He seems kind of lefty for me.
Ooh,
I need people who agree with me.
He's probably done. Have you done DMT, Clockwork?
I've never done DMT.
Ayahuasca meeting.
I mean, he's doing a lot of research here. Like, he's
Yeah, dude. Like, just so you know, we don't have like a payroll that we can put you on. Like,
there's no 401k, no health.
yeah, we're a
benefits,
501c3.
no dental, no vision.
You kind of have to show up, and we'll make memes about you like every month, I guess.
Dang.
I mean, we can explore this topic further.
Yeah.
Oh man,
We'll be in touch.
don't call us. We'll call you.
Yeah. We'll call you with more information.
Oh man, I do that all the time at work. Don't call us. We'll call you.
I say that, and they ask where the fuck is our shipment. So.
Oh no, you're not doing the pharmaceutical stuff anymore, right?
Oh, I'm 4 years deep.
Oh,
I've sold myself. I've sold the soul to the devil.
I knew you were doing it before, but I knew you got a new job, and I didn't know if it was the same thing.
I mean,
Oh,
it's obviously going to be something degenerate. Like,
The transport of drug and drug accessories. Absolutely.
Nice. Keeping America stoned. Legally.
We're just gonna pretend that the opiate crisis wasn't caused by the pharmaceutical.
yeah, this guy like had like an auto clicker on his fucking mouse, and now we have an opiate crisis.
We're just trying to bot some wines of Zamorak, and here we are.
Fuck off with the RuneScape shit.
I'll tell you what got us through 2008. It was the wine of Zamorak and opiates.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh no.
This guy used like color and like red and wave 2 and shit on his opiate sales.
If you didn't know about Cayenne,
Dude.
Cayenne Flash.
Cyan? It's not cayenne. We're not cooking, you fucking idiot.
No one pronounces it cyan.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, because of cyanide? Okay, sure.
No. Look, am I insane? What? It's always been cyan.
No rational American pronounces cyan.
All right, let's go ahead and get rid of this guy. All right, he's been muted.
I hate to add some more complication to this, but we should call it Cian.
Oh, God. Can we get rid of him instead?
Me?
No, not you. Him.
Dude, you're assuming his fucking gender.
That's awfully rude.
Okay, non-binary individual.
It's Zer.
I'm demisexual.
Zer
Oh, no. You know what the worst thing I've seen in recent times?
There's no way this is going to make YouTube's preferred list. There's no way.
We have been demonetized. We're probably facing 2 levels of deprioritization.
Oh, dude, no doubt.
Off the baseline. Like, and it's not even like when I say levels, what I really mean is
this
deviations?
This video is not getting recommended to anybody.
I mean deviations. We are 2 deviations off the recommended list. So
this is never coming up in anybody's up next.
what we got, the listeners we got, Y'all the real ones?
Yeah, we got clockwork, I guess.
Yeah, dude. Everyone who disagrees is objectively dumb.
It's Cayenne. Come on.
Wait, so yeah, clockwork is.
Jamie, get on it.
Dude, Jamie looked it up and he said that I'm fucking right. Get fucked. You're hired, clockwork.
I don't believe you because I don't have this information.
Well, look in the chat.
I got a funny feeling I'm about to be kicked off as co-host. This is bad.
All over a fucking color.
Oh no.
Dude, who is this fucking guy calling us dummies? It's IES. Fuckwit.
No, I recognize this name, Matthew. I recognize this name.
Do you? He doesn't look familiar to me.
Is it Matthew Brotherton?
Oh.
No,
okay.
it's yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, we need somebody of your overqualifications to help me convince this other guy that he's an idiot.
Nah, that name's a sore spot.
Demote 50? I'd do it. 50. We've had some. We have to, lower the number of employees that we have with COVID. Things have gotten really difficult. You've always been a very valued member of the company. What else am I supposed to say?
You might want to check your messages.
Pack your shit
what
up,
text?
you're a fucking loser.
Oh, he says, be ashamed of someone. Hashtag me too. Uh-oh. Especially with all the shit I've said about hooking puppies up to car batteries. Holy shit.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
You've been hired back.
Moving forward.
Yes, I'm Brath.
We're gonna
Brathu Motherton. I'm such an idiot. Yes, I am Brathu Motherton. If you read my username, you can clearly see. Well, that's where 50's, having trouble.
Wait, did something happen outside of just him price gouging? Like, am I not privy to something that happened?
I don't even know who it is.
I don't know. I just remember the name and people getting mad at him for some reason.
It was price gouging.
That's like how involved I get with new people. It's like, oh, I just know someone was mad at him. That's about it. That's all I got.
Well, I'm getting tired and I'm also getting bullied very badly.
Dang.
So I'm going to take my ball and go home.
I mean, you could always just turn off your computer, right?
Yeah, I should turn off my life. Cool.
That's a serious issue in America. Let's not discount the fact that if anyone in the stream is suffering with mental health issues, there are people
contact someone who's
call somebody else, not us.
Yeah, it's a fucking corner. Call someone who gives a shit.
Dude, that's what's so funny about those things. It's like, oh yeah, don't talk to me. Just call one of these fucking hotlines. It's fun.
Matthew says, LMAO, Matt sold a cracked AB for like 800.
Okay, we've solved the mystery.
These are some very serious allegations.
Wait, is Matt watching this?
Uh-oh. He says it was one of those gay Venom ones. Dude, we're gonna get sued. We're gonna get fucking sued.
You cannot say the G word.
Sorry.
Jesus, Murphy.
The homosexual Venom ones.
There's actually I think there's a Venom Chab available.
We're going to get demonetized.
Too late.
Is that the suicide hotline, Clockwork? If it is, we need to hire this guy. It is. Oh my god. All right, well, I don't know. I think we should do another one of these streams.
For sure, man. This was a lot of fun.
Cool. Well, anything else you guys want to cover other than how awful aluminum is?
Aluminum, I can't say. Aluminum can be okay.
Okay.
Gold and brass,
unfortunately, we're getting some connection issues from FaultyPly. His mic is distorted somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, he sounds pretty clear to me.
It's not like anyone listens to me anyway.
Well, I'm the only zealot here who won't shut the fuck up about titanium. Let's be honest.
That's just because you're making them. It's okay.
I was just informed that Squiggle is quote mad gay. I was just told that Squiggle is quote mad gay.
I don't think you can say that anymore.
Yeah,
that's a pretty fucked up thing to say, dude.
How about you try on non-binary ally? Come on,
LGBTQIA++, METOO.
I use Notepad++.
I do too. Dude, it won't fucking shut up about updates though. Am I the only one?
Dude, holy crap.
I'm so sick of clicking fucking no. Holy shit. All right, well, we're going to start bitching about computer stuff again. So, yeah, we should probably call it a night.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me. It's been a blast.
Yeah, dude, we should do this again.
It has been great.
Sure.
50,
I'm down.
You know, well, you've been here. So.
Oh, yeah, glad I could exist.
Yeah, 50's here.
In this
cool.
In this plane of existence, I'm just pushing the rock up the hill. No problem.
Yeah, well, Clockwork also mentions British people say aluminium. That's right. Aluminium, titanium.
I don't want to.
Dude, why are they so fucking pretentious? Okay, we should just stop. All right.
I don't want to hear any
Everybody
more
have a good night. The stream is now ending. Bye-bye.
It's a bit sad.